midfield in Catoosa. It's the 20th consecutive year the Jinx Trojans, ranked number 2 in the state, will try to advance to the state championship game for the 31st time. I'm Don King, along with Coach Eric Fox, Dr. Eric Fox, Jinx assistant principal. You can use coach or doctor. He likes them both
all the time. It's no problem.
He likes them both. And Rob Labor down on the sidelines. We are ready for kickoff. Sorry, we're coming up a few minutes late because of some cell issues here at Frank McNabb Field in Catoosa. We're just too close to the Hard Rock Casino. I think that's what the problem is. It was a mess getting in here today, and part of that is the congestion of Bixby and Broken Arrow leaving, because Bixby will advance to the state championship game 49-17 over BA as we welcome you in. The weather brought to you by the Lodge, and there is a Lodge Eatery and Pub right next door. 50 degrees, feels like it's about 42. We'll check with Rob in a minute. But Eric, your thoughts as we get ready to kick off?
Big game. We know that there was a game in week 2, but these are two totally different teams, and so it's this time of year that you got to play your best, and it's going to be one up front. It's going to be a great night for football. Rob
Labor, what is it like down on the sidelines?
Well, you mentioned, Don, that it feels like 42. I would take the under on that. The wind is whipping at about 20 miles an hour down here out of the south-southeast, kind of cutting diagonally across the field. So there's definitely a chill in the air. It just means it's playoff time in Oklahoma.
All right. It is indeed. Jinx and Owasso, a rematch from last year's semifinal that went triple overtime. A rematch of Game 2 in which Jinx was down 21-7. Came back as Owasso faked a punt in their own territory, got snuffed. Jinx scored before halftime, then took the second half kickoff 80 yards and tied it at 21 and didn't look back, winning 31-21. This is the 74th meeting between these two schools. Here we go, the kickoff underway. Jinx will go right to left, and it's into the end zone, and so the Trojans can't run it out as KD captured it. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Bill Blankenship, the head coach of the Rams, 9-2. They lost their first 2 games to Bixby and Jinx, then have rattled off 9 in a row, including the district championship. And last week in the quarterfinals took care of UConn, a team they also beat in week 10. Meanwhile, for the Trojans, they lost their only game, the district opener, to Bixby, and have since rattled off 7 in a row, including last week's quarterfinal win at home against Edmond Memorial, 60-28. An offense that has been rolling. Let's see what they do on the first play. Kazar fakes a screen pass, now has to throw it out. It's a backward pass, and KD gets by one man. Right to left to the 20, out to the numbers to the 22, and only a gain of 2.
Nice job right there. Landon fakes the pass out to the flat, and then I think he was looking for Braxton down the seam. I think he had him early, but then the linebacker jumped him and went back to KD. KD makes the guy miss, and we're back on the ball.
Running play going left, and KD's captured at the 25-yard line. Nice tackle in the open field by Cam Miller, one of their senior linebackers.
So they wanted to get off to a fast start. Brings up 3rd and medium right here, bringing in a couple of H-backs with Hodges and McAnally in there at H-back.
3rd down and 5, big 3rd down for Kazar. Jinx has been great on 3rd downs. This ball is tipped in the air and out of bounds. So the Trojans are 3 and out, and that hasn't happened very often this year. In fact, they have scored, I'm trying to find my number, 37 of their last 40 possessions they have scored.
That was going to be a long throw across the field. We're on the hash closest to our sidelines. He was throwing for the far numbers to Dillard out on a hitch route on the far side. Ball got tipped and went sailing.
Into the Owasso bench. We're on the Jinx side, the visiting side. Here's Riley Kester with the punt. And it is not as good a punt as you want, although it takes a good Jinx roll across the 45. And Owasso will have great field position at the Jinx 47-yard line after, let's see, a 24-yard kick against the wind.
I do think the wind's going to be a factor, like Rob said, so we'll have the wind in the second quarter. Look for this quarterback, Frankenfeld, to look for his big weapons, Bethel being one of them, as he has the ball. in good field position, and he's got the win.
He's got a great running back behind him. To his left, Jaden Hall, who gets the first carry and stumbles down, and that'll be a loss of a yard or two. Looked like he tripped over Frankenfield's foot.
Looked like he did, but McAnally was going to be there to greet him, and fortunately, we get a tackle for loss right there. But again, you got to watch these outside receivers, very talented.
They are indeed. Here's Frankenfield running up the middle, and he's got some room down to the 40. Got a first down. He doesn't run the ball very often, but boy, he surprised the Trojans there for 11 yards and an Owasso Ram first down.
Yeah, he's got the option to give or go right there, and he took a nice play fake, and then he kept it, went up the middle. Again, I would look for both quarterbacks to be running the ball a little bit more tonight in the semifinals.
Good point, yeah, because ours has been running the ball well lately. Here's a pass and a down and out, caught 30 wide open. Now at the sideline and steps out at the 25-yard line, and that's Bethel. To Carey Bethel, transfer from Booker T. Washington, his second year with Owasso, 6', 170 senior.
Yeah, Bethel, Julius Wilson, and Noah Hill, all three very talented receivers. Look for a mismatch, especially with Julius Wilson, big 6'4" target out there.
Gain of 12 on the play, 1st and 10 at the Jinx 25-yard line, just starting. Owasso's first possession, no score. Shotgun, or a Wildcat snap to Hall, trying to go around the left side. He's hit initially at the line of scrimmage, but he is so physical. Jaden Hall at 5'11" and about 210, and he gets stronger as the game goes along. A pickup of 3 down to the 22.
They're going to try to keep this, keep some tempo here, having the Trojans a little bit off balance. Very similar. We've got two great senior running backs, number 2 for Owasso and number 2 for the Trojans, and two very talented quarterbacks that are juniors with Kazar and Frankenfeld.
Trips left. Instead, they go left with a running play, and Hall slips through a tackle again at the 22, inside the 20, and that'll be close to the first down marker. At the 19, it'll set up a 3rd and 3.
I look for them to go to the end zone, something big here, because I definitely think this is 4-down territory with the Bill Blankenship team.
He's got 3 receivers. Julius Wilson, Julius Wilson, Takari Bethel, we talked about. Instead is Frankenfield trying to go left, turn the corner, gets hit, fights forward, and he might be a yard shy at the first down marker. It's going to be very close.
Kicker by number 6 through Frankenfield for the Rams.
Yeah, ran to their bench, to the short side of the field there. The ball's on the far hash away from us. Looks like a yard short.
That's 20-yard, guys. About the length of the football is what they need. They need to just touch the 15-yard line.
Okay, thank you, Rob. Frankenfield in the backfield at quarterback. Hall to his right. They've got 3 great receivers. Wilson, Bethel, we talked about, and Noah Hall. Here's a direct snap to Hall. He's got the first down, and Moore spins off a tackle at the 10. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Yeah, kind of expected that. They line up with Frankenfeld in a regular formation. They shift very quickly to Wildcat to Hall. Hall gets the initial yard and a half that he needs, and then he keeps his legs churning and gets past that second level. Dillard makes a good attempt to try to get the ball out, but it's late as he had already crossed the goal line, and Rams get on the board first.
Here is Ryder Karn, a senior. At least that's the number on the roster. Left-footed kicker for the extra point. They're going to fake. They're going to go for 2. They throw in the end zone, incomplete, too low for the receiver, so that's an insult. We'll take a break.
Wasn't intentional, Don. That was a bad snap.
Okay.
Snap, so through.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials. Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Mitiera on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
So Jaden Hall, who scored the game-winning touchdown in the triple overtime, has continued his success against the Trojans. A 17-yard run on 4th and 1. Extra point no good on a 2-point pass. So it's 6-0 Owasso as they went 48 yards in 6 plays. Here's the kickoff with the wind, and this will sail deep into the end zone. That update brought to you by Arvest Bank, I should say. And let's go down to Rob for his Arvest player to bank on. Who do you have tonight, Rob?
Yeah, guys, I'm banking on number 48 on that D-line. That's Orlando Williams, the junior. He's just been a disruptor all year long. You need a guy like that along the line of scrimmage. The dude has been an absolute nail gun for the Trojans, leading the team with 11 tackles for loss to go along with 59 tackles and 3 sacks. And so I'm looking for him to, again, have a really, really strong game up front on that D-line for the Trojans.
First down for the Trojans. Heavy package shown left, coming this way with it. This is a Wildcat snap to KD. He breaks a tackle, breaks another, hangs on to it, and gets up to the 30-yard line. And they'll move the sticks on that hard run by number 2.
Hey, guys, really important to note that Landon Kazar is not in the game. He was injured on that first series, and they've got Q Butcher in at quarterback.
Wow. Here's an inside handoff to Malachi Dillard on a sweep, and he gets hit in the thigh, and he's slow getting up. He's limping after a gain of just 1.
So it was the first play of the game when Kazar swung it out to KD. He actually took a hit on his throwing arm right in that forearm elbow area. Got looked at by the trainers and is on the sidelines for this series.
Okay, thank you very much. Missing a 2,700-yard passer and 28 touchdowns. After a gain of 1, 2nd and 9, handoff KD over right side. Boy, they are waiting for him. No gain on the play at the 31-yard line, 3rd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, at this point, you're going to have Owasso all around that line of scrimmage until, Q Butcher is able to do something, hit something down the field. They're bringing Cato in and Braxton in to get a couple of extra receivers on the 3rd and long situation here. But look for something safe like a quick screen outside, something to give Q a little confidence.
Oh, he's got some confidence. 12 out of 14 on the year, 165 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then has run the ball 20 times at 9 yards a clip and a touchdown. So, but I agree. In a situation like this, you want to get him comfortable. They throw the screen to KD. He Kester missed his block, and KD's able to get up near the 35, well short of the 4th down.
Yeah, their best linebacker, Ferris there, number 8. He just blew that thing up, ran right by Kester, got a first shot on KD before he could really get any momentum right there. And the Trojans are back in a puck formation again on their side of the field.
Good news for KD, those 2 pass receptions. That was his 2nd, moves him past Brandon Kitchens for 2nd place in a career. Darren has the all-time lead at 123. Another low kick. It hits at midfield and down at the 44. So the Rams already lead 6-0, and they're 54 yards away from adding to that.
Kester does a nice job of actually bringing that ball down because it's a little bit high, and he was able to secure it and get the kickoff.
He got a little bit more air under his first punt, guys, and you could tell it really got caught up in the wind. This one was a lower trajectory, but still you could tell it was knocked down by the wind. It doesn't really matter with the gusts down here in the direction that the Trojans are going. It's a bad recipe to not be able to pick up first downs from your own end of the field.
Sure is. Here's a pass incomplete on a hitch pass out to the left far side, intended for Wilson, or intended for Bethel.
Yeah, Bethel was lined up in the slot, just going to try to hit him quick outside there. And the ball sailed a little bit. I do think both these quarterbacks may be struggling with the wind just a little bit.
Who's your player to bank on tonight?
Well, number 2, Katie Jones was mine. I know it kind of seems a Captain Obvious moment here, but the team that wins tonight is the one that's going to be able to control the football in the ground game.
2nd and 10 at the 44. Frankenfield late hand, no fakes the handoff, throws the post, caught between two defenders at the 25, and Bethel tackled at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you have him bracketed with Klein and Dillard both, and you see he's a good target, but Frankenfeld threads the needle right there for a big pickup, and that's what you can do when you're running the ball successfully, is you have an opportunity to take some shots downfield, and so the Trojans are going to have to use that recipe to get their passing game unloaded, as Owasso has so far.
36-yard gain down the middle. Here's a run right, and wide open to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, inside the 5. And Carricker finally brings Bethel down at the 3-yard line, a gain of 17.
Again, Bethel lined up in the slot, runs the jet sweep, and nobody even is touching him until he gets into the secondary, and that's not something that we can allow. He cannot be unfettered. We got to get pressure on him earlier. Brings up a 1st and goal at what, the 3-yard line or so?
This is the 4th play of the drive. They've had a 36-yard pass to Bethel, and then he just ran a reverse for 17. High snap, and they got a fall on it back at the 11-yard line. A shotgun snapped at Jaden Hall out of the Wildcat, and it went right over his head, and he covered it at the 11, a loss of 8.
Hall is a shifty back. He's a powerful back. He's not tall, and that ball did sail. He had to go up and was lucky to get on it. Pierce Brand and some others were back there pretty quickly.
Rams lead 6-0, 4:07 to go first quarter, but they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal at the Jinx 11-yard line. Shotgun snap to Frankenfield, and he passes to the receiver coming around this way to Bethel, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, we used to call that just a little shovel pass. It's just a little pitch forward there as Bethel's coming in motion from his inside receiver slot. Again, he's got a lot of space. He has a lot of speed. Maybe one of the fastest players in the state right now.
Yes. Gain of 2, 2nd and 3rd and goal from the Jinx 9.
Long way to run on that stop by
Hey,
Naz
Trojans,
Charleston,
get
guys.
the only
Did a
car
great
that
job
donate-
coming and wrapping up the legs of Bethel, holding him to a 2-yard gain.
He had his best game last week, 12 tackles. Back to pass Frankenfield. Has time, throws wide open at the 2 and into the end zone. Jaden Hall snuck out of the backfield, and Gilliam was at the goal line, but he was no match for Hall at the 2-yard line.
We had good coverage downfield on all the 4 wide receivers, but as you said, Hall comes out of the backfield and nobody picks him up, and he is the most complicated part of that process for Hall was just making sure he secured the catch, and once he did, it was pay dirt.
So they score on 4th down. They now score on 3rd and goal.
It was a one-handed catch for Hall, too. He just stuck the big paw out there, hauled it in like it was nothing, and then went right over Gilliam at the goal line. So he thought you had him backed up after that bad snap, and Owasso shook that off like it was nothing.
They're going to go for 2. Under center is Frankenfield. He pitches out to Hall, who's gummed up. There are 5 Trojans waiting on him, and no good. So the conversion is no good, and with 3:48 to go in the first quarter, it's Owasso 12, Jinx nothing in the semifinal on Jenks Trojan football.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
U.S. Army presented the starting lineups this year for the Trojans, and they give you this recap: 6 plays, 56 yards, and a 9-yard pass on 3rd down and goal to Jaden Hall from Frankenfield. They missed the 2-point conversion, so it's 12-0. Winner of this game advances to next Saturday night's game at 7 o'clock at UCO in Edmond against the Spartans of Bixby, who beat Broken Arrow earlier today, 49-17. Kick into the end zone. It'll be the Trojans 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Well, I know they're keen, Eric, on K.D. Jones, and it's tough that Gazar's out of the game and Butcher's in, but he's capable, and they need to get the ball into the hands of some other guys.
Yeah, and you know, KD is my guy that I was banking on, but, you know, the 6 worst quarters that he's had as a Trojan have been 4 against Bixby and the first 2 against Owasso, right? He really came on strong in the second half of that Owasso game, which was what allowed us to pull ahead. But we're going to have a successful run game tonight for the Trojans to be successful offensively for sure.
Well, it's been come from behind wins. There's a flag down. Caleb Dillard on a sweep, then he pitches back to Jones. They've been working on that play for weeks, setting it up, and now we have a flag down after a gain of 5 yards.
Yeah, it's going to come back. We had 2 guys in motion at the same time, so confusion there on which inside receiver was supposed to be moving. So we're going to be behind the sticks. Rob, we've been in this part of the end zone, this part of the football field a lot tonight so far, this whole first quarter.
Well, and I think with the way the wind is blowing, again, guys, just passing from this part of the field is going to be difficult going in this direction. And you have to believe that the Ram defense, you know, is going to be keying on KD, so it's going to be up to Q Butcher to make some plays through the air, and especially behind the sticks now. Just haven't been able to put themselves in any good positions offensively to start the night.
Or he's a guy that can make plays with his feet, too.
Indeed. 9 yards of carry. He's going to do it right here. He gets tackled in the backfield. And that'll be a loss.
Yeah, so they brought a guy off the edge right there that we just couldn't get blocked with the receiver. And so he was on cue about the time that Q was reading the play fake, the handoff, and he never could get his motor running, and so actually a loss on the play for him.
Cato comes out, Butcher comes out, 2nd and 16. Now Butcher, he was just going to the sideline to get the play. So again, if you missed it, Landon Gonzar was the quarterback for Jinx, injured on the first play of the game. Q Butcher in at quarterback. Sophomore, hands off KD. Oh, man. He had an opening, but somebody fought off the block and just stuffed him for a loss. Nice play by the Rams, and they're all red uniforms. Jinx in their all white uniforms.
Rob, right now you just see Owasso flying around to the ball, really on both sides of the ball, but really defensively right there.
Yeah, that last one was Peyton LeGrand, guys, the junior safety coming up from his backfield position. Just sticking KD. Really sure tackling so far for the Rams.
KD with 13 yards rushing, 16 away from the all-time lead, and I would imagine one of the things as Jinx wants a timeout, one of the things that Steve Neal, the defensive coordinator of the Rams and a former Jinx player from years ago, they probably tacked that on their board a little bit. Let's try to hold, not that they're going to hold him maybe the 29 yards, but he's the guy that stirs the drink for this Jinx offense that's averaging 53 points a game.
Yeah, it's really coach speak and cliche, I know, but this game, this time of the year, in the semifinals, the team that controls the line of scrimmage can run the ball when they need to run the ball. It's going to open up the passing game. And both of these teams have very skilled, talented receivers that make big plays, but it's really going to be indicative of what's happening in the running game tonight. And so, you know, if Hall is able to run the ball, if Frankenfeld can run the ball, it's going to set up Bethel and those other guys for some long passes opportunities, Wilson for Owasso. But same thing can be said for Trojans. Right now, we've just not been able to get untracked. You know, starting behind the chains. Again, you're without your starting quarterback, but regardless whether it's Butcher or whether it's, you know, Kazar, 3rd and 17 or so, is in this part of the field, in this wind, is not where you want to be.
Caleb Dillard splits to the right, as does his brother Malachi. Caleb's a junior, Malachi a senior. They split to the far side, to the right. Butcher, or is that Kazar? No, it's Butcher. I think it's still at quarterback. Now 2 men shift. Daniel and Luke McAnally as H-backs. Now Daniel splits out. He's been a big-time receiver for him. Butcher's back to pass. Has room to run. And he is going to run up to the 15, to the numbers, to the 20. He gets hit head on, down to the 22. Gain of 8. So he gets half of the 16 they needed. So it's 4th down.
Yeah, they brought pressure that time and did a pretty good job of picking it up, but they were able to drop back in coverage, and Q didn't have much place to go, and looks like Owasso's going to call timeout because, well, I was thinking they wanted to make sure that we kick the ball into this wind, but there's still plenty of time, so I'm not sure what that timeout is about.
Really evident from down here on the field, guys, that this Ram defense is flying to the ball. It looks like there's been a couple openings at times. It looked like maybe Q had some room up the sideline, and it disappeared very, very quickly. Their pursuit of the ball has been excellent. Their tackling has been excellent, and just winning at the point of attack so far against this Trojan offense that really, guys, for the last, I don't know, you tell me, 2 months of the season maybe, has not really faced any serious offensive adversity. Everything has been efficient. Everything has come very easily to this offense, especially against the level of competition they've played over the last month of the season. And this first quarter certainly has them reeling a little bit back on their heels.
Well, I'll say, this Owasso team has only lost 2 games, and those were their first 2 games of the year. They got walloped by Bixby, and then the Trojans came to town, and they jumped on a 21-7 lead, but then the Trojans fought back and beat them, and they have since then gained a lot of confidence by the type of ball that they played, and so it's a totally different team that we played before.
Kester with his 3rd punt of this first quarter in 3 possessions. Gets this one away. His best kick of the night. Hits at the 50, but takes an Owasso roll and bounces down to the 45-yard line. Another short punt in this win. 23-yard kick. It'll be 1st down Owasso, and again, great field position at the Jinx 45.
I just think, Rob, before they lose the wind, and with the way the momentum is running right now, I look for them to take a deep shot.
The last 3 times these 2 schools have met, it's been a come-from-behind victory for either team. 1st down at the Jinx 45-yard line. Handoff Hall. Goes left. They're trying to rip the ball away from him. And finally, he's still standing, but they called the play dead at the 45, so no gain.
Another quick update on quarterback Landon Kazar, guys. It's a right elbow injury. That's his throwing arm. He's listed as doubtful.
All right. Well, the Trojans have won games like this when they've lost their quarterback. Here's a pass out to Bethel, caught, but immediately tackled at the 40-yard line. Nice play by Gillum, number 1, on number 1 Bethel.
Brings up 3rd and medium, but again, I think everything is 4-down territory. I mean, if Owasso was willing to do a fake punt last game deep in their own territory, I don't expect anything other than them taking shots down the field right here.
Exactly. 3rd and 4 after a 6-yard gain for Drew Frankenfield, a junior. Handoff Hall, nothing inside, bounces outside, comes right, gets to the 36-yard line, and then pushed out. He's going to be right at the marker, maybe a yard short, but as you said, it's 4th down, and it's 4-down territory.
Interestingly, we had a pretty good bottle on him there initially, but he's able to use his speed to bolt to the outside and turn the corner and just end up 1 yard shy of that line to gain.
Well, Odom on the line, Pangburn, McAnally in the middle. Lando Williams has been huge. Can somebody make a stop here? Now Owasso wants a timeout. So a timeout on the field. We'll take a break and continue with 37 seconds left in the first quarter. This is Jinx Trojan football.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jinx versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank. You matter at Mabry.
Tonight on Bark Island, it's the ultimate adventure at the Woodland West Pet Resort. Newcomers enter the villa. Will they become best buds or playful rivals in doggy daycare? It's glam time. Pups dressed to impress with top-notch grooming. Who rocks the best makeover? Sweet dreams are made in our luxury suites. Owners can peek in live. It's party time. Our pups strut their stuff with fresh tricks to wow the crowd. Trusted, professional, and oh so fun. Join the pack. Woodland West Pet Resort.
Don King, Eric Fox, Rob Labor, Mason Prince on our Trojan TV crew. Trojan TV audio only tonight. Andrew Lee, he is running the box that you see. Good design by him. Appreciate it. 4th and 1. Hall stopped at the line, but he uses his power to get to the marker, and it'll be a new set of downs for Owasso.
They call that a sugar huddle. They're all kind of lined up, and then they sprint to the ball quickly, and Frankenfeld was split out, and Hall was in the Wildcat. I don't think anybody thought that Hall wasn't going to be getting the ball. And, again, pretty good push there by the Trojan defensive line, but he just didn't need very much to get there.
That is their 6th first down of the night. Hall sweeping left, this time gummed up, and the Trojan white shirts are all over him, and we've got a flag down. Lando Williams and Pierce Brand, number 30, along with Carricker, all three there to make the stop.
I think they called a personal foul on the Trojans, didn't they, Rob? I didn't see it.
I haven't seen a signal yet either.
If it was, it must have been an inadvertent face mask, and Jinx is walking downfield.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
Wow.
Yeah, they called this the personal foul variety, so it's a 15-yarder. Again, just can't catch a break. I mean, you do a pretty good job of hemming him up, and there was a good push by that defensive line. He really had nowhere to go. I didn't see where the face mask was, but it's on the far side, on the far hash away from us. We are on the visitor side tonight.
Left to right, Owasso throwing in the end zone. There's Bethel, incomplete, and a flag down. Gilliam was holding on to his left arm. So that's another penalty for the Trojans. This will be half the distance to the goal. And the Rams will have 1st and goal at the 10.
Yeah, you look at that and you go, man, it's disappointing you get another penalty flag. But if Ace wasn't holding his left arm down, I think that would have been a touchdown. And, you know, as a DB, Rob, you're taught, hey, if you're going to give up a touchdown, give up the penalty instead. Make him snap it again.
Yeah, didn't have much of a choice there, and a fairly obvious flag. Like you said, if he hadn't been hanging on to him, I think Bethel would have had a pretty good chance at hauling that ball in kind of in the corner of the end zone. So back-to-back penalties on the Trojans. Not what you need to set the Rams up here in good position again.
Yeah, you'd feel good if you just hold him to 3 here. There's Frankenfield faking, now running left. He's wide open. He ran through some guys, or ran by them. He found an avenue on the left side, down by the numbers, and in he goes. It's 18-0.
Yeah, for this defense, you got to pick your poison, right? They've got so many offensive weapons with the guys that we've talked about, with Hall, with Bethel, with Frank, with Noah Hill, with Julius Wilson, and so. And yet Frankenfeld is such an athlete. And this time of the year, you got to expect quarterback run game, and just didn't have him accounted for, and so he cruises around the left side into the end zone.
They'll try an extra point here after missing the first one. Second, a bad snap, and here's a penalty, I think, against them for procedure, or did we jump off sides?
I think we anticipated.
Well, while they sort this out, of course, Thanksgiving wouldn't be Thanksgiving without the Trojans playing on Thanksgiving weekend or that Thanksgiving morning practice. And I understand Foxy Claus showed up yesterday morning.
I heard there's a guy in a red suit out there. So there were some kids that are a little bit scared and a little bit nervous, and I don't know that I blame them. But yeah, we had a good time at practice yesterday.
To our right, the extra point kick. Here in the end of the first quarter, kick is on its way, and it's right down the middle. So the Rams have jumped out with 1.6 seconds left in the opening quarter and lead by a count of 19-0. Well, that was a magic number at Mustang a couple of years ago in the playoffs. Biggest comeback in Jinx history. One of the biggest, I should say, the biggest in playoff history.
We're down 21-7 against the Rams earlier in the year, but it's not like we wanted to spot these guys any points. We wanted to get off to a fast start, and we did not get off to a fast start, obviously offensively, and field position has been killing us. And not only that, but the Rams will get the ball to open the second half. So you really need to make a play defensively, get a stop, disrupt what's going on with Coach Blankenship's offense right now, and then our offense has got to generate something. Somebody's got to step up and make a heroic Trojan play.
The kicker, Karn, has booted them all into the end zone. So you'd expect with the wind that would happen. In fact, the wind knocks the ball over. This is Jinx' 55th appearance in the postseason. They're 10-4 against Owasso in the playoffs.
But lately have struggled with them, right?
Yes, well, last year especially in that triple overtime loss. There were years when Jinx would face them when they were in the same district and then sometimes face them again in the semifinals and beat them one year 75-28. But boy, since Bill Blankenship's been at Owasso, it's been a different thing. It's been a different deal. Owasso, before Blankenship got there, Owasso had lost 39 of 42 games to Jinx and Union. I mean, they couldn't crack the ceiling, and then since he's been there, they're 5-3 against the Trojans.
Of course, had a great season last year, outstanding season last year under head coach Antonio Graham, who left at the end of the year to head to Union High School, and Coach Blankenship made his return after he had stepped away for retirement. Brought in his son Josh as the offensive coordinator as Josh left Broken Arrow.
Well, what do the Trojans do here on first down? KD will be the Wildcat with Carricker as his sidecar to the left. A quick snap to KD. He tries to come left, and he's hammered and down. He got a face mask, but no call. Jinx fans. And then one of the players kind of pushed KD as he got up. So we'll take a break after one period of play. The Rams showing you all they're number 3 in the state. They're knocking off the Trojans 19-0 heading to the second quarter on Jinx Trojan football.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. From the first bite to the last bite, that bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, you have those three things together, and it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Real guest paid for their testimonial. Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jinx Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and in Owasso. Waldo'sChicken.com.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you...
So no gain on that last play of the first quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. They've had one 10-yard play in that first quarter that was good, and everything else has been pretty stagnant. 24 yards total offense for the Trojans in the first quarter. Owasso 111 yards of total offense, averaging 7 yards a play. And we start the second quarter with Jinx with the football.
Having some problems with the chains.
Yeah. They say 2nd and 10 on the board, but Katie actually got a yard on that last play of the first quarter. So 2nd and 9, we'll say, from the 21-yard line. Here he is trying to scrape off right tackle, trying to weave through traffic and hit hard from behind and down at the 25-yard line. He's paying the price for a 4-yard gain.
I would describe the mood on the sidelines and on this side of the stadium, guys, as stunned right now after what transpired in that first quarter. But I think if you're this coaching staff, you got to say it's about composure. And there's 36 minutes left in this game. But you can't be moving backwards. You can't be taking pre-snap penalties like this. You need a spark. You need some kind of energy to give you some belief and some momentum right now.
5-yard penalty moves it back to 3rd and 10 at the 20-yard line after you just gained 5 yards in 2 plays. KD has 18 yards rushing, needs 11 yards to pass Trayvon Burree as the all-time leading rusher in Jinx history. But more importantly, it's 3rd and 10 at the 20. Direct snap to Butcher, steps out of a tackle. He's going to run, and he slides down at the 30, a yard shy of the first down.
They're going to mark
2 yards shy.
Back.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean,
that drives me crazy.
Well, he had a safety coming up, but you got to know where the first down marker is, you know. So
sometimes they mark them. Sometimes they'll slide and still not give them where they start the slide. I don't know. It's subjective. Anyway, he got 8 yards.
Keeping the offense on the field, though.
It's also subjective to think about maybe what Q Butcher could have done or should have done in that situation, and you want him to be safe, but you also want that first down, and thought there was an opportunity there, maybe a window where he could have stepped to the side and lowered his shoulder and tried to pick up an extra one there. Of course, from our vantage point, we're not seeing exactly what he sees, but this is a massive call, a massive play in this football game coming up, guys. If the Trojans, in fact, do go for it coming out of the timeout here.
Well,
4th and 2.
Yeah, Rob, what you also got to think about is what this Trojan coaching staff has told him, you know. I mean, you didn't game plan for your second-string quarterback to play most of the game or almost all of the game except for one series. And you definitely didn't game plan for if something goes wrong with Q. You know, if he takes a big hit right there and ends up out of the game, you know, having to go to quarterback number 3. So,
and quarterback number 3 is not available tonight, I understand.
Yeah.
Maddox Young.
So, I mean, there's probably some coaching pieces on what risk to take and what an acceptable level of risk is as well.
4th and 2, they line up as if they're going to go for it, down 19-0. I wonder if they're just going to try to get him off sides or if they're actually going for it. Katie out of the gun. Here he comes. He looks for Hole, and he's not going to get there. There was just nowhere to go off that left side, and Owasso stuffs Jinx at the 25-yard line and will take over already ahead at the Jinx 25, already ahead 19-0.
Well, something that we've seen a lot, I know we're audio tonight, but something we've seen a lot is KD come to that line of scrimmage and stutter step and be patient and wait for that crease to develop and then accelerate through it. And unfortunately, the closing speed that we've talked about with this Owasso Ram defense, they just filled those creases very quickly, and the minute he stutter stepped, there was nowhere for him to go.
So this is going to be interesting. Can the defense step up here? High snap. Frankenfield gets it. Hand off to Hall. He's open at the left side. Breaks a tackle. 20, 15, 10, 5. He steps into the end zone. He just ran over a Trojan at the 2-yard line. And it's a 25-yard run, and the Rams lead it 25-0.
Yeah, he got, again, he got out clean to the past the linebacker level, running to those safeties, and Ace is there and tries to get to him and can't slow him down too much, and then he runs over Charleston to bulldoze his way into the end zone. And there's not a lot of Owasso fans over there on the other side, but the ones that are over there are pretty happy for sure.
Well, they did fill up here at Frank McNabb Field, but certainly not a sellout. A capacity of 4,200. The Jinx side's pretty full. In fact, it is full, pretty much. So the Trojan fans showed up. The Rams fans showed up, but still a couple of sections pretty sparse. So probably about 3,500 here tonight. And a procedure again on Owasso as they kick the extra point. And that's something we wanted to get into, why we are here at Frank McNabb Field in Catoosa. When last year we were in Claremore, and Claremore actually is a larger stadium than this one, but it all comes down to schools wanting to host on a Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, this one holds 5,200. Claremore held 6,000, I think, last year. But if you remember that game, there were people lined up 2 or 3 deep around the fences. Definitely not that way tonight.
No. So a 5-yard penalty against the Rams moves it back 5, but with this kid's leg, you wouldn't think that'd be a problem, and Karn's extra point is up and good. Minute and a half into the second quarter, the Trojans need something offensively. They are down and down big. It's Rams 26, Trojans nothing in the first half on Jenks Trojan football.
Come with us to the new Metiera location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Metiera before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Metiera on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jinx Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
So a penalty against the Rams after the kick, unsportsmanlike conduct. So a major foul against them. This might give Jinx an opportunity to return it. Well, no, they're kicking against the wind, so this will give the Trojans their best field position of the night. They've had 4 possessions. They've had to punt 3 times, went for it on 4th down and 2 at their own 28-yard line, and got stuffed, and Jaden Hall scored on the next play from 25 yards out.
Tell you what, Coach Blankenship, I'd be looking for a onside kick.
Yeah.
They got a lot of confidence right now. They think they can stop the Trojan offense. What do they have to lose?
Right.
Pour a little salt in the wounds. I'd be ready for anything.
Would agree. KD is back. Cade Klein is back. They're awaiting to our left at the 25-yard line. Yep, they've stunned the Trojans here in the first half, 26-0. Winner plays Bixby next Saturday night at 7 o'clock at UCO. Here's a high kick. Camping under it, KD at the 30, left to right, gets to the 40, breaks to the 50, goes down the sideline. He's got one man to beat. He's got a blocker in front. KD to the 5, and he steps in for a 70-yard touchdown on a kickoff. His first at Jinx, his second in his career.
Spectacular job with the return right up the sidelines, right up the Owasso sidelines. Again, we are on the visitor side in the visitors press box. He heads up the highway. He's got a great lane right there. And Austin Klein, very, very fast himself, gets that last block for KD to get into the end zone. And we got an injured Trojan in the end zone. It may be Klein, is it, Rob? Can you tell?
I'm heading down to that end of the field to see if I can get a vantage
I think
point
it's Cade Klein.
unfortunate because Klein was sprinting just as hard as KD was to get in front of the kicker. The kicker was the last guy to beat. And not that KD was going to lose an athleticism battle with the kicker, but he was going to be able to use the sideline, try to use the sideline to force KD out right there. And Klein able to just get enough on him, but he is writhing in pain right now as Mike Catterson and the athletic training staff are attending to him. He's a guy can't afford to lose on that defense. They're already thin in the secondary as it is.
Well, and you talk, guys, about, you need all three phases not only to win, but to come back in a game like this. It is Cade Klein who's getting up and walking off under his own power, but with a noticeable limp here, getting an ovation from the Trojan fans. And offense isn't doing the job early. Defense is getting gashed, and special team steps up and makes a play, and it's your best player doing it. So you need any kind of spark that you can possibly manufacture, and that was a big bolt of lightning there from Caden Jones.
Good to see. I don't know if Cade's going to come back. We'll check on that, but it's good to see him walking off on his own power because you're right. He was pounding the turf here at Catoosa in agony, and hopefully it's nothing serious. So we'll await the extra point. Do you go for two here?
I think they got Mahan and Flowers out there.
Yeah, they're going to go for one here. Well, that gives some Trojans some life. Got the people on the Jinx side below us, on the visiting side on their feet. So apparently KD didn't eat too much turkey yesterday. 70-yard kickoff return. Extra point on the way to our right. Mahan has been good this year and adds on another. So 10:21 left first half. It's Rams 26, Trojans 7. This is Jinx Trojan football.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
So Katie's 70-yard kickoff return as the Trojans on the board, 26-7. They'll kick off with the wind. Griffin McCord will do the honors here at the 40-yard line to our left. Jinx in the semis for the 20th consecutive year. In the previous 19, they've won 14, lost 5. Trying to get to the championship game for the 30th time. That's the most by any school in state history. Here's the kick. It's a high pooch kick. Fair catch called for, I thought. No, I guess not. Taken at the 25. He has an alley. 30 to the 50. Down the sideline he goes. Wow. Are you kidding me? We gave it right back on the kickoff return by one of their top secondary players, Cole Campbell.
Yeah, the plan was to make sure you don't kick it to Bethel, and they did not. But unfortunately, as they did kind of a high pooch from our hash towards their numbers, they had a lane, and there was nobody to fill that lane, and took it to the house. By the time he got to the 40, it was predetermined destination.
So now it's 32-7. Extra point, ball down, kick up to our left, and it's good. So 33-7.
Extra point kick good, number 15, Wong.
With 10-11 to go first half.
Would you have liked to seen that one driven as deep as possible, Coach Fox, given the situation with the wind and that every time Owasso kicked off, it went well through the end zone easily?
No, I'm not going to second guess that. I mean, again, Bethel is the guy that you got to worry about, really. I mean, it's just you had the right call, you just didn't execute, and sometimes that happens. So they can't take a chance on, because Bethel, like we've already said, he's one of the fastest guys in the state. He has the opportunity to take it to the house at any point from the field. So you can't take too much of a chance on kicking it deep, but you got to execute the plan, and every guy has a lane that they're supposed to fill. Sometimes you get shoved out of your lane. Sometimes you try to run around a block instead of run through a block. I don't know what happened, honestly, on that one without a replay, but it was obvious, like I said, about the time he broke to the 45, 50-yard line, that there was no way the kicker was going to catch him. He didn't have the angle there because we kicked from our hash, and he had to go all the way across the field. So it's unfortunate that you give that momentum right back. But, you know, this is a game that we're going to fight 4 quarters, and we're going to have to fight 4 quarters.
Here's an onside kick, and they recover it across the 50. They've got it, or they're going to give it to them. They are. Good job by the Rams on the onside kick.
Yeah, back in '95, we had something similar there. We called it the Fiddler onside. Josh Fiddler was our kicker. He was a soccer player. He dribbled it and made it bounce. The refs are conferring there. We'll see if after the conference this changes. But what they did was they sent somebody to the front man and just plowed him over. And then the second guy there is supposed to go and get the ball. But there's quite a conference there of the officials and one of the officials came off the sideline. He's kind of a consultant. So we're going to see what's going on. Nobody has any answers yet. They're not calling kick interference or anything. They're not changing the call, but that was quite a conference there, Rob. I have no idea what they're talking about. I know it wasn't talking about whether it was pumpkin or apple pie yesterday.
I wonder if they were talking that he touched it before it went 10 yards.
Yeah, that was my thinking as well, Don. Did the ball go 10 yards, and did he touch it before that point?
Well, we get lined up, and now Jinx appears they're not ready. They're switching their safeties.
Well, we don't have Cade Klein out there, so.
Aiden Stevens, a senior, is in. Here's a fake play action. Bethel wide open 30. Charleston brings him down hard at the 15-yard line, and a flag down on a horse collar tackle. Goodness sakes.
Yeah, I mean, Charleston was beat across the field. They're just sprinting Bethel from his slot position across the field. It's a man-beater route, using his speed to run at an angle away from our defender, and Charleston reached up there, grabbed the only thing he could. Unfortunately, it's a horse collar. And
I mean, I'm not blaming Charleston. It's just that things have just gone haywire tonight. I mean,
I don't know how many penalties we've had.
You save a touchdown, and then all of a sudden you tackle the guy, and you've grabbed the wrong part of the jersey and rung him down, and yet it's half the distance to the goal, so it's inside the 10-yard line to the 8-yard line. Here's Jaden Hall. Sidesteps a guy, gets down to the 1-yard line. Is he a senior? He's got to be a senior.
Yeah.
Please tell me he's a senior.
That's what I say. It's the battle of two number 2 senior running backs, and right now Jaden Hall is doing things that we've seen KD do a lot through the year. Get through the hall, make the first guy miss. Get to the hold, make the first guy miss. Accelerate to the second level. Running with his pad level down and just plowing guys over.
Down to the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal. Handoff Hall. Nothing inside. Has to bounce outside and nowhere to go. Down he goes at the 10-yard line. Maybe mark it at the 9. And a good job by the Trojan defense there.
Brought Cade Klein from a safety position on a blitz. He was there early. Made Hall reroute, try to bounce it outside, but there was great pursuit there by Pangburn and others to not let him get that edge and tackle for a loss.
Down to the Jinx, back to the Jinx 9-yard line, 3rd and goal. This happened on one other series in the first quarter, and yet the Rams were able to overcome it on 3rd and goal and throw in the end zone with Hall out of the backfield for a touchdown. He's in the backfield now with Frankenfield, and he stays in the block. Here's a throw in the end zone, diving try, incomplete. in the middle of the end zone to our left.
Do they have a penalty flag, Rob? I can't tell. Ineligible receiver.
No, I don't see one in the end zone.
Yeah.
Nothing for interference. If there was something, it would have come from behind the play.
They called an ineligible receiver, which I was grateful for because when I first saw the flag, I thought they were going to call a defensive holding. So that'll back them up some more. But, Don, if I'm not mistaken, they've scored every time they touch the ball, right?
Absolutely. Yep, all 5 times.
Including their kickoff return?
Yes. After the Trojans got a 70-yard kickoff return from K.D. Jones to electrify the Jinx side to make it 26-7. Owasso came back with their own kickoff return for a touchdown. And then onside kicked, and then here they are. 3rd and goal and an incomplete pass at the Jinx 9, and now we've got a penalty against the Rams. We'll see if Jinx... So it'll be 4th down. I think that used to be an automatic penalty where you lost it down or you couldn't decline it. I mean, they moved them back anyway, but not here. 4th and goal to Jinx 9. Rams up 33-7, and we've still got 8:33 to go in the second quarter. Here's Frankenfield throwing in the end zone in the near corner, knocked away by Ace Gilliam. Nice play as the high point the ball, and Julius Wilson couldn't come away with it.
That's a big play right there by Ace. He really had to climb the ladder. You know, Ace is a great basketball player, great athlete. He goes high. The ball is high. That's the only stop the Trojans have gotten so far. But that's a big one right there. The set up, first of all, by Cade Klein. Glad to see him back. He gets penetration, makes Hall run the bubble, gets tackled for a loss, and then they stop him there. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say you can't play that anymore perfectly if you're Ace Gillum. Similar size and height matchup there, but he just out-jumped Wilson for that ball, got position on him without interfering, and just played that absolutely beautifully. Big play there for the Trojans.
3 receivers to the right. They get the ball in the hands of Caleb Dillard, but Cato can't mesh his block, and Caleb Dillard gets from the 9 up to about the 11, 12-yard line, 3-yard gain. First catch of the night for him.
Yeah, got trips formation into our boundary here and ran that quick screen to Dillard and try to get him loose.
Daniel in motion again. Butcher handoff fakes the KD, throws out, caught at the 10, 15, 20, first down up to the 25-yard line. That's what we're talking about. To Caleb Dillard up the numbers.
Butcher shows some composure there because he takes a hit after he throws the ball as well, and they're hurrying guys onto the field to get hurried up here in this next play.
Gain of 13. KD coming right. They seal it off. He gets to the 30, but there's an open field tackle. Nice play by the Rams. And number 3, their All-State safety, Carter Langendorfer, All-State candidate. He's heading to OSU.
Yeah, and we've got a guy down now, too.
Yeah, I think this might be Caleb Dillard, guys.
They did do a nice job sealing that off to give KD the edge, and Dillard was downfield blocking. I couldn't tell. Did he get rolled up, Rob, or what was it? Did you see?
Yeah, I couldn't tell either. Didn't see what happened to Caleb. Down on one knee right now in front of the Trojan sideline. Been a tough injury night so far. To lose your starting quarterback after the first series. Thankfully, Cade Klein, like you mentioned, Coach Fox, able to come back in. But, man, Dillard is one of your most dynamic playmakers, and it would be a really tough loss if he's not able to continue.
Mason Prince up here saying he thinks he took something to the midsection. So,
by the way he's sitting, you think it may be just a situation where he got the wind knocked out of him, and we hope it's nothing more than that.
Trojans' first 4 series started at their own 20. This started at the 9. They're up to the 36-yard line. And their best penetration of the night has been the 38. Caleb gets up, walks off, so that's good. He's shaking it off the best he can. Malachi Dillard, Braxton Daniel, Jalen Cato, and KD Jones are out as receivers. Clark Kerker is a running back for Q Butcher on 2nd and 4 from the 31-yard line. Down 33-7, the Trojans. Here's a sweep to KD. Tries to turn left, finds an opening. Oh, and he gets tackled in the open field again. And a flag goes down as he's down at the 34 after a gain of 3.
Yeah, he kind of was getting up after the tackle, and then Zafaris kind of ran into him, I think, afterwards and knocked him back down. And so I think that's going to be, maybe it's not Zafaris, it's a different guy. I apologize. It's number 6 instead of number 8. But it should be a personal foul against Owasso, the Rams there. Trojans are finding an answer right now, but Rob, you got to hit pay dirt. You got to make this effort count for something.
Well, your offensive line has been so dominant. They've been such a good unit all season long, and it's time for them to start mashing on some people and build a little confidence here. Like you said, Coach, really important drive at this stage of the game, because with 7:21 left in the half, there's still a lot of time left, but you have to make the most of being able to move this ball. Can't let this thing stall out.
First down at the 49-yard line. They fake to KD on a pitch. They sweep. And coming this way is Dillard, and Caleb Dillard gets 3 yards after all of that to the 48. They have been waiting for that. They've practiced that play. They're waiting for him.
Taj Overton, that just outstanding nose tackle, plays down the line and brings down Dillard there on the reverse.
Overton committed to OSU. Here's a botch snap. Butcher picks it up, and Q throws it, and a man open, but he can't catch it. Daniel came up short. Butcher's throw was a little short, but he was under duress. Wow.
Not only under duress, but he got hit there as he got rid of the ball, and he couldn't finish the throw and follow through.
Braxton was wide open down at about the 40-yard line. KD is 5 yards away from becoming Jinx' all-time rusher.
You went for it on 4th down earlier. I would think that you're going to go for it on 4th down here.
3rd and 7 at the Owasso 49-yard line. KD splits out. Butcher gets the snap. Looks for KD on the sideline. Now throws deep. He's got a wheel rod. He's got Caleb Dillard wide open, and Butcher overthrows him by about 5 yards.
Rob, I don't know. I think Dillard kind of gave up on that early. I think I know it was far in front of him, but of course maybe that wind sailed on him. But I thought Dillard might have had a chance to run it down.
Well, I did a little stutter and go there and got the separation and was open down the sideline. I don't know that he had much of a shot at that. I think it was a little too far. It was moving too fast. If there was a little more air under that ball, yes, maybe. I think it was just a little too much of a rope and a little too far to the inside. Would have been a spectacular catch, but definitely a miss there. Got what they wanted, got the man they wanted open, and Q just not able to put that ball right where he wanted it.
We'll take a timeout on the field. We'll take a break midway through the second quarter. Owasso 33, Jinx 7 on Jinx Trojan Football.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
When you've got to spend some time away, there's no better place for your best friend to stay than Woodland West Pet Resort. With 17,000 square feet of fun, you can both take a no-guilt vacation. Relax, both of you. Pick up a new skill. Chow down on some well-deserved vacation food. Make new friends. Have a spa day. And finally, come home to your best friend. Woodland West Pet Resort. Sit, stay, and play.
4th and 7 at the Owasso 49. The Trojans are going to go for it. Daniel in motion, KD in motion, to the right near side. Snap back to Q Butcher on 4th down. Has time, throws over the middle, caught by KD at the 40. 35, 30, first down to the 25.
They split KD out and Braxton out. Braxton's on the inside. He runs a wheel. KD cuts underneath and runs a slant and hits him in the middle of the field. Big play right there. Nice completion by the quarterback. Sorry.
That's all right. Gain of 24. First down at the Owasso 25.
Fantastic route by KD there. Perfectly run. Great throw by Q to put it right on him in stride. Hit him right in the hands.
Reached up at eye level and snagged it. Play action. Q throwing. Sideline. Caught by Caleb Dillard to the 10, to the 5, and pushed out of bounds. Pulled out of bounds. First and goal, Trojans.
Q picking up a little confidence. I like it. They're back on the ball in a hurry, staying in this package with Hodges.
Layered that ball perfectly right over the corner and beneath the safety, able to set up Caleb Dillard.
Inside, KD powering forward inside the 5 to the 4, gain of 3.
Excuse me, I said Hodges, but it's Carson Odom in there at H-back. He was lined up on the right side. He comes and does kind of a wham look right there. He pulls across the formation and just blows up the in-man on line of scrimmage, and KD comes right off of his block up inside there to get closer to the goal line. Nice job by Carson.
So here's the story. Second and goal to Jinx 4. If KD can score, he will set the new all-time, he will not only score, but set the all-time Jinx career rushing record, and he's out of the shotgun. He's out of the Wildcat. Here he comes. He fakes a pitch left. He goes left. He gets to the goal line, and he stopped at the 1-yard line. So with that run, even though he's a yard short of the touchdown, he does indeed by a yard eclipse Trayvon Berry's all-time rushing record of 4,714 yards. KD's a little bit shaken up.
They called an official timeout. I guess there's an injured Owasso player down. But, Rob, we had a lot of the field there. I kind of thought that KD could just take off to the corner of the end zone. I'm not a guy that's ever complaining when a running back takes that foot, plants it in the ground, and heads to the goal line, gets north and south. I like that a lot, but I really think maybe that time he could have outrun everybody to the pylon.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think it's one of those things where he's probably conditioned to be a guy that is north-south.
Yeah.
And that is sometimes seeking the contact, and they duck it up in there, get some push, use those legs. We've seen him do it time and time again, running over guys at the goal line, and it's just not working so far tonight like it normally has against this Owasso defense. You got to give credit to the Rams. They've been really good in the gaps, and when they've had a shot to take KD to the ground, they've been able to achieve it.
And in his defense, there's lots of times that it has looked open on the outside, and all of a sudden the Owasso Ram defense is closed in a hurry. So I think you're right there, Rob.
So KD Jones has third and goal at the Jinx 2. Handoff. They didn't make it. Stopped at the 1-yard line. Wow.
Stop just short of the end zone, number 9, Ryder.
Is that inside the 1, Rob?
Yeah, inside the 1, right at about the half-yard line. And I think these last couple of plays, everybody in the stadium knows where it's going because you don't have the quarterback in the game. You've got KD lined up to take the direct snap, and they're going to do the same thing, it looks like, here on fourth down.
You also have Carricker and 2 H-backs.
KD gets a snap straight ahead, dives in. I think he got it that time. Still no signal. He's into the easy. There it is. Wow. They took their time. And with that TD, he is the all-time Jinx rusher, and he's put the Trojans on the board. It's 33-13. Owasso.
Well, that was a big drive. I don't remember where it started. It was
9-yard line
down there, and it was after a fourth down stop by the defense. And, so you want to play in sync with each other, and that was the defense getting a stop and then the offense coming up with an answer.
Complementary football, and that's been such a huge part of this Trojan team. Here's the extra point. It is good with 4:08 to go. It's 33-14. Boy, you'd sure like to score again before the end of the half, wouldn't you? Make it 33-21. Feel you like you kind of back in the game a little bit.
Well, at the very least, you got to get another defensive stop.
Yeah.
You can't let them get another point on the board before the half and give them the ball coming out of the second half. You know, you've really been outplayed in most phases of the game so far tonight, including special teams. So it'd be a nice time for the special teams to come up with a play here. The last time you kicked off to them, though, they took it to the house. So you want to be dialed into executing whatever the call is here by the special teams coordinator, Coach Landon Morris.
Guys, I don't want to be too much of a sunshine pumper when you're down 33-14, but I think we need to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that he just broke their all-time rushing record on a touchdown, which is so fitting. And that is a record that has stood for a number of years. And need to take a moment to acknowledge just how special this young man has been, what a special season and career it's been for him to be the all-time leader in Jinx history. I mean, that's the stuff of legends. He stands the tallest among a lot of Titans that have worn that Trojan uniform. So congrats to KD on breaking the record, regardless of what happens here tonight.
Most definitely.
Yeah, he has rewritten the record book, no question. Here's a good kick that gets by the Owasso player, and he muffs it, and it goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
You know, to your point, Rob, there's a lot of people that are transferring in and out of places these days, right? I mean, let's just say what it is. And he came over after a track season his freshman year, but he got busy and got to work. And, you know, lots of times new guys have a hard time fitting in, but, you know, he did it with his work ethic. In the weight room, on the practice field. You talk to Coach Gaylor, the rest of the staff about him, and you know he's a guy that's working hard at practice every day. He's not just a gamer, and that's really why you can tell that he's made a difference and has his place in Trojan history.
Running play. Hall gets an opening. He gets from the 20 up to about the 24, gain of 4. 2nd and 6, Rams. Charleston on the tackle. Again, the news is Landon Kazar was out. He got hurt on the first play of the game, an elbow injury. He's out. Q Butcher in at quarterback. Here's a fake to Bethel, and the quarterback is alone to the 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, I just missed him after he came up the middle after the run fake. And the keeper up the middle, and nobody there to take the run fit.
Watch him throw deep here. 3:37 to go. Frankenfield, what a season he had last year as a sophomore. So efficient, such poise. Nope, hand off to Hall. Oh, this time he gets hit head on and driven back. Pangbird's in on the stop. Pierce Brand is in on the stop. But it was Cade Klein that came up with that bum ankle and hit him head on.
Klein and McAnally in there as well.
1 yard gain. Most guys would have been no gain, but that shows you the physicality of number 2 for them. Jaden Hall, 5'11", 210 pounds. He gets stronger as the game goes along. He has put up some fantastic numbers, not quite to the KD level, but certainly all-state worthy. Frankenfield's back. Here comes Orlando Williams, and the pass is incomplete. Williams was all over him, and it was open where somebody might get a pick, but it fell harmlessly between 3 defenders.
Well, Dillard was coming to break on the ball. He was coming from the safety position to make a hit as soon as he touched the ball, and unfortunately for us, the ball careened off, and Dillard was already a heat-seeking missile, or he might have been able to take a pick 6 right there.
Listen to this.
Third down play.
Listen to this Jinx crowd.
Really buzzing now, guys. Feeding off the crowd.
3rd down and 9. Frankenfield back. Throws. Picked up. Oh, dropped. Gilliam had a pick at the 45-yard line and couldn't hang on to it. But they do stop Owasso, and the crowd had something to do with that stop.
Well, and that's great technique again. You got to give it to Ace because they're looking for Wilson. It's a mismatch physically, and Ace fights back inside of him for the underthrow. It's a fade stop type of route thrown to his back shoulder. Ace fights back inside to have a play on it, and I guarantee you he wishes he had that one back. But great defensive stand right there.
How about a high snap? How about a And the they're going to fake the run. Are you kidding me? And he's knocked down at the 35-yard line. Are you kidding me? 33-14 with 2:41 left in the first half. They've opened the door for the Trojans as they did in game number 2.
I'm going to say it again. I said it in the first game. It shows that they do not believe that this offense is a threat to them right now, the way their defense is playing. So this is when the offense has to step up. They are saying our defense can hold you anywhere on the field. The first game they were wrong, so let's hope they're wrong again, because the Trojans have great field position, 35-yard line with 2:40 left in the half.
If we're judging by how hard these offensive linemen were just headbutting each other on the sideline, I think they're ready to make something happen, guys.
Let's see. Here's Q running. He gets tackled at the line of past the line of scrimmage, gain of about 5 or 6.
Number 3, Isaiah Butcher with the carry.
Getting on the ball quickly there. They fake the jet sweep to KD, and Q heads up. They've got a bunch formation into Owasso's sideline here. Different formation than what we've seen before.
They set the ball back a couple of yards, so it's a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 at the Owasso 31. Quick pitch out to Dillard. Oh, and this ladder on the hook and ladder. Braxton Daniel to the 5. He's into the end zone. He carried a Ram 10 yards.
Yard line. So many times he's been brought down, but he would not be denied. Got in the end zone. Beautiful play right there. Great answer offense.
Here's the extra point kick after a 31-yard hook and ladder. And we'll take a break. Kick is good. 2:07 to go in the first half. The Trojans are back in it. Owasso 33, Trojans 21 on the semifinal. In the semifinal game, this is Jinx Trojan football.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonial.
All right, so let's recap what happened here. They faked a punt. They ran it, got caught for a 3-yard loss. First play of 4 yards, and then on 2nd and 6 at the Owasso 31, what happened, Eric Fox?
Bunch formation on the left, including linemen into Owasso's sidelines. You had Caleb Dillard one-on-one. Caleb Dillard over here one-on-one. Into our sidelines. Braxton was in the slot. 5-yard hitch to Dillard. And then Braxton came behind him. It was a pitch, hook and ladder right to him.
Ball's on the ground as Bethel fumbled it on the kickoff return at the 17-yard line, but the Rams have it.
Well, and to finish that, so Braxton has gotten so close to the end zone so many times, right? And this time he made contact with the last DB about the 10-yard line, and he just drug him to the end zone. He would not be denied right there. Creative offense, but here's the key, Don and Rob. That didn't happen right then. That is something that these guys have been coaching and working on, and you bring it out at the right moment. Heads up to this coaching staff. And we need another stop right here with 1:59 left in the half.
Mark it down, boys. I'm calling that the prettiest play of this season. And if they can somehow do the unthinkable and complete this comeback, it might just be one that we're talking about for a long, long time.
A handoff to Jaden Hall. He's gummed up at the 20-yard line, a gain of 2, but it took 4 Trojans to bring him down. The swimmer, Rhett Pangburn, bringing him down. And Clark Carricker, 2nd and 8 from the 20. Right to left, middle of the field for Owasso.
Boy, Don, I don't know if you remember, but that had shades of the, I believe it was the 2007 Fiesta Bowl, one of the best football games I've ever seen between Boise State and Oklahoma. That was the last time I've seen a hook and ladder run that well.
Yes. back in the 70s, OU ran one against Nebraska to beat them. Dean Blevins was the quarterback at the time. 2nd and 8 at the 20, and now procedure against the Rams.
You know, coaches in coach speak say there's no such thing as momentum. There's just one play and then another play and then another play. This is proving that wrong right now. There is momentum right now, and you can feel it. You can feel it on the sidelines. You can feel it up in the stands. This Trojan crowd is on their feet. And Owasso is struggling with this change in momentum right now. But again, you got to finish the job. That's been their theme this year's unfinished business. I'm sorry, Rob, go ahead.
It has completely 100% flipped. This is a complete 180 over the last few minutes from just the overall mood, energy, and feeling down here at field level, guys.
So after the 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 13 from their own 15. Handoff, Jaden Hall tries to go right, has to bounce outside. A flag is down, and Hall is out of bounds at the 11-yard line on the Owasso bench.
Team defense, everybody stringing that one out. Cade Klein coming up. You had Carricker stringing it out. You had Carson Odom on the edge right there. And I believe we got a holding call. Is that right, Rob?
That's the early indication.
So you might set up a situation where you're going to decline the penalty, so that you get to the next down, so that you try to force them to punt this ball.
Yeah, loss of 3 on the play.
At this part of the field.
Because you give them an extra play and they melt more clock. 1:08 remaining.
Yeah.
Again, they're against the wind too.
Rain is starting to fall pretty hard now, guys.
Of course it is. 3rd and 16, they show blitz. They back off. Frankenfield under pressure. Down he goes inside the 5-yard line.
Carson Odom, Rhett Pangburn, Orlando Williams. I think Charleston came on a safety blitz right there.
I think it was McAnally that led the charge on the sack. Wow, they were all over him.
They're going to have to punt the ball from what, the 4-yard line?
Yes, 4-yard line.
And more importantly, they're going to have to snap the ball in the wet. Right there, Rob?
Yeah, if you look up at the sky and the lights, it looks like the rain is almost falling sideways now with the wind. So not ideal conditions to be going this direction or punting this direction, certainly.
I tell you what, though, the mood on both sidelines and the stands have switched dramatically when it was 33-7 Owasso early in this 2nd quarter.
When you thought KD was flying on that kickoff return, guys, you should have seen head coach Adam Gaylor running down the sidelines just now to call timeout to the side judge over here on the Jinx sideline. He was hustling.
Oddly enough, it was 1:04. Oh, okay. It was 1:04 when he got sacked. They called timeout. I guess they didn't hear him, and so they put a 1:04 back on the clock. So there you go. 4th and 24 from the 4. Boy. How about a high snap for a safety?
Well, and he's standing one foot from his end zone.
He is. This is going to be interesting.
Again, you practice this in practice, but you don't practice it in the semifinals.
Braxton Talon on one end. There's the snap. They don't go after him. Here's the kick taken by KD. It'll be a short kick, and the Trojans have it inside the 30-yard line. Wow, with 54.9 seconds left. At the least, you want to try to work yourself in for 3 points here.
And I think we only have one timeout left. Is that right, Rob?
No timeouts remaining. That one they called to stop the clock before the punt was their last timeout of the half. So 54.9, no timeouts, 26 yards.
If you can get any points on the board right here,
yes,
you just feel really, really good about how the way you've clawed back into this game.
54.9 seconds left. First down at the Owasso 26-yard line. Q Butcher at quarterback for the injured Landon Kazar. Man in motion. It's KD. And Q is dropped back at the 35-yard line. There's a sack for the Rams. And they get their fans up.
Yeah, all-out safety blitz. We did not pick it up. They came on the inside. The clock is running, more importantly.
Only the second sack against the Trojans this year. Loss of 9. Q's back again. Forced out of the pocket. Runs. And gets to the 32-yard line and cut down again.
But the problem is the clock is running.
Yeah. With 16 seconds, 3rd and long. They need something down the sideline. Q looking, throws over the middle. It's caught by Jalen Cato, but he's going to be dropped, and the Trojans are out of time. Dropped at the 23-yard line, and that'll take care of a crazy first half unless they stop the clock after the first down.
They didn't stop the clock.
They should have.
They didn't stop the clock, but they were winding it before anybody was there to clock it, so inconsequential at that point.
Well, this one looked like it was going to be a long night. But the Trojans showed some pride, down 33-7, have come back with a couple of touchdowns in the last 4 minutes and 8 seconds of the second quarter and have made a game of it at halftime. It is Owasso 33, Jinx 21, and we'll continue in a moment. Let's go down to Rob. He's ready.
Okay, thanks, Don. Down here on the field with head coach Adam Gaylor. Really the only way to describe it is kind of a nightmarish start for you in that first half. What does it say about your team to be able to claw back the way they have and make this thing a contest again?
Well, I mean, it says Jinx on their uniform, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to battle tough. They're going to play hard, and they're going to stop until there's 0-0-0 left on the clock. So, yeah, we got discombobulated. Missed some tackles. We don't cover the guy on 3rd down here on the red zone, busted coverage. So once we got settled down and started playing, got number 2 the ball, number 5 the ball, and Q settled in a little bit. We'll come back in and really figure out, from a game plan standpoint, what we got and what we don't have. So
I know Jaden Hall is tough to deal with. What is the overall message to your defense in the second half on how to slow down their attack?
Got to be better with our run fits and tackle. It's kind of been the story of the year. We got to get guys on the ground.
Tell me a little bit about the hook and ladder play and just what you saw in that and the call from your offensive coordinator.
Well, I was back here correcting some on defense. I didn't see. I just saw the kids and the fans going nuts. So great call, of course, by Tyler Cronister.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks so much. Good luck in the second half. Back upstairs, guys.
All right, thank you. And that interview with the head coach brought to you by Arvest Bank with Rob Labor, who's fighting it down there on the sidelines, as he always is. We appreciate it. And, of course, also Jinx Football brought to you by the 10 District and Tulsa ER and Hospital. We'll take a break. Come back. 33-21, Owasso over Jinx here from Frank McNabb Field in Catoosa in the 6A-I semifinals on Jinx Trojan Football.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. From the first bite to the last bite, that bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, you have those 3 things together, and it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Real guest paid for their testimonial.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jinx versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank, You matter at Mabry.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jinx Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
Our pets are more than just pets. They're our people, our family. And when they get sick, we want them to be cared for like family. At Woodland West, pet care is personal. We care for your animals the same way we care for our own. As the most comprehensive facility in the Tulsa area for everything from diagnostics to treatment, you can trust that our team of compassionate veterinary experts are delivering the care your animal deserves. Your pet is always there for you. Let us be there to keep them in good health. Woodland West Animal Hospital.
Welcome back to the Jinx Trojan TV show. It's a pleasure to have number 5, Caleb Dillard, with us. He is a junior. He's having an all-state season, in my opinion, on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. But talk about the offensive side, which you didn't really play much last year. This year, you're having a sensational season. We'll go over the numbers in a little bit. Did 7-on-7 last summer help you coming into this year as far as receiving?
Yeah, I feel like our new offensive coordinator, especially coming in, Coach Cronster, that's obviously helped him knowing, and Coach Gaylor helped me out knowing that I had the talent to obviously play offense last year, but unfortunately was not able to. But coming to the summer, playing 7-on-7, that definitely helped.
Yeah. What has been your favorite part about playing receiver?
Honestly, just stepping into a new role for my guys, knowing I can go out there and make a play for them. So.
Yeah, he had 10 catches last weekend. He has 65 on the season. That is third highest for a single season in Jinx history. You're over 1,000 yards in receiving yards. Only 20 players have ever done that in a season. Your 14 touchdown catches, though, is tied for second all-time. So you've had a tremendous season. Talk about the relationship that you've had with you and Landon and how you guys have just been able to pick up very well.
It's been great. Building that over the spring and the summer has definitely been great, knowing that we had to step up as teammates to make sure we're going to get where we want to be.
Yeah, and then on defense, I mentioned he's also an all-state candidate, 4 interceptions on the year.
Yes, sir.
Your ability to anticipate where the ball's going to be is sensational. Talk about how much you like playing defense, if you like it.
I've always loved playing defense. Always been an offensive guy growing up as a little kid, but stepping into a defensive role, especially as a freshman at my old school, and then coming here I've learned a lot, and it's been fun, and I love it for sure.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Caleb and his brother Malachi started at Lincoln Christian, where you won a state championship there. So you have to go in last season and this season with expectations that you can do that again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Talk about this upcoming game with Owasso. I know this is a big one. You guys have played them last year, triple overtime loss, so I'm sure that's on your guys' mind to revenge a little bit of that from last year.
Going into week 2, we had a lot of young guys on defense. I've talked to Coach Gaylor, we weren't our best, and we still came out there and did what we needed to do and won the game. And I think this game is bigger than week 2, because especially them beating us last year in a triple overtime in the semis, we got a little revenge again. So,
talk about, do you have a favorite play from this year?
Favorite play from this year? I think probably getting an interception against Owasso in the week 2, so I think that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun watching you this year, and you're off to obviously a great career here at Jinx as a junior. Good luck Friday.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Caleb Dillard, number 5, starting safety as well as wide receiver for the Trojans. Don King back with you at Frank McNabb Field in Catoosa. As we recap the first half, man, Owasso just came out ready to play, didn't they? Jinx got a 3-and-out to start the game, then Owasso got the ball after great field position because of kicking into the wind at the Jinx 47. Went 6 plays in 48 yards. Jaden Hall on 4th and 1 scored from 17 yards out to make it 6-0. Then they got the ball back after another short Jinx punt and scored in 6 plays, 56 yards, a 9-yard pass on 3rd and goal to Jaden Hall out of the backfield, made it 12-0. And then they scored the next time after another short punt, got the ball to Jinx 45 and scored in 6 plays, going 45 yards on a Drew Frankenfield 10-yard run after the first quarter, 19-0. It was 26-0 after the Trojans went for it in their own end of the field at the 28-yard line on 4th and 2 and got stuffed, and Hall scored the next touchdown on the next play, made it 26-0. Finally, KD broke loose on a 70-yard kickoff return to make it 26-7, but lo and behold, Cole Campbell did the same thing. He had a long kickoff return for a touchdown, and Owasso was up 33-7 with 10-11 to go before halftime. Then an onside kick. Owasso recovered it, but got down to the Jinx 9-yard line, but went for it on 4th and goal. And an incomplete pass in the end zone gave the Trojans the ball at their own 9. They then went 91 yards, 13 plays, KD a yard over, and on that run got 29 yards total in the game to pass Trayvon Baree for the all-time leading rusher in Jinx history. So it was 33-14. Owasso got the ball back, went for it on 4th down. They faked a punt and ran it and got caught for a 3-yard loss. And Jinx had the ball with 2:41 to go at the Owasso 35-yard line. And on the second play of the drive, a pass, I think it was to Caleb Dillard. He lateraled to Braxton Daniel, who's been splendid on big plays this year, and he raced in down the near sideline left to right to score on a 31-yard play. The extra point good, 2:07 to go. It was 33-21, and the Trojan players and fans were back into it. They then held held Owasso the punt from their own end zone. They punted from their own 4-yard line, but the Trojans couldn't capitalize on that as the clock ran out. Mason Prince, Trojan TV producer, joins us. Also a host on the Coaches Show and many other avenues, and a former Jinx player. Your thoughts on this first half?
It's been a crazy first half. I mean, Owasso had Jinx dead to rights, and then, like you were talking about, let him back in the game. That fake punt that Owasso ran at the end of the first half was just perplexing as all.
There, just right up the gut.
2nd and 6 from the Jinx 25-yard line. First series of the third quarter. Here's a hitch pattern. Got by one man, can't get by the second. At the 25-yard line, no gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Zion Castleberry out there on the edge. He's one of the guys First two guys didn't get him to the ground, but made him slow his momentum down so much that the rest of the pursuit came from inside out. Big 3rd and 6 play.
3 minutes into the third quarter. This has got to be 4-down territory for the Rams. They're kicking again against a stiff wind. 3rd and 6 at the Jinx 25-yard line. Shotgun snap. Frankenfield fakes, throws over the middle, incomplete. Oh, they're not going to throw a flag, are they? Yes, they are. The pass was way off the mark. I mean, there was no way he could catch it. And 2 defenders and the receiver got their legs caught up at the goal line. And it took him a while to get his flag out. That's a tough call.
I don't know that it wasn't pass interference. Like you said, it did look like they just got tangled up with each other, incidental contact. There was no way he was going to catch that ball. It was way underthrown. But it took so long for him to make that call.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to talk about it and maybe pick it up.
Don't think so. Well, I don't know. Now the referee's coming over. This is a crew that we had in one of the earlier games. I think from Enid. I don't say they're not from Enid, but we had them in the Enid game.
They finally called it. That's the slowest I've seen a pass interference call to make, but
that's a really tough one, guys, because like you said, they get tangled up and that ball is nowhere near catchable. I think that's what had to be seen by the back judge there, is that even if the receiver tries to make his way back to the ball, he wouldn't have gotten there.
Jaden Hall trying to bust outside, does get to the 5, and he's out of bounds at the 4, an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2 from the Jinx 4.
Of course, high school rules don't distinguish that it has to be a catchable ball, you know, so. But I just. And again, I am saying that, oh, we got a flag here against this, going to come back for a holding call, it looks like. But I'm saying if that is pass interference, it doesn't take that long to figure that out. So some might call this
makeup
a
call.
Makeup call, Rom.
Moves it back to the.
Some might. Not us. We would not say that.
Back to the Jinx 18-yard line. They need to get down to the 12. That's not right. 23-yard line they are. Handoff. Hall breaks a tackle, tries to go right, tries to be physical, and 2 defenders bring him down at the 21-yard line. Jinx playing a lot more physical football as Pierce Brand is one of the 2, along with Castleberry, to bring him down.
Castleberry gets his shoulders turned. Pierce gets his shoulders turned, and Zion finishes him off right there. So it's better for us when he's running east-west than north and south.
2nd down, flag down. Frankenfield's going to run. He's running down the middle of the field. He's to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, cut down at the 5-yard line. But a flag is down as Gilliam brings him down.
Yeah, the white hat threw it pretty much after the ball was snapped. They have an illegal shift, so this is going to come back. And, you know, this is something you don't really see a lot from Bill Blankenship teams. Bill Blankenship offenses, for sure, illegal shifts, illegal procedures. You just don't make a lot of mistakes on their offensive side of the ball. His son, Josh, the offensive coordinator, and so I do think the way the second quarter ended up kind of got them rattled a little bit.
Mm-hmm. They had 12 penalties, I think it was, last week. Jinx had 10, so both teams came into this game needing to clean up the penalty situation. Owasso's taken 4 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter. It's still 33-21 Owasso. They have a 2nd and 13. No, 2nd and 22. Is that right?
Yeah.
At the Jinx 25. Frankenfield back, throws out, caught at the 20. And to the 15, to the 10. They need to get down to the 2-yard line, so it'll bring up 3rd down.
I think they marked him out about the 12-yard line right there.
No, yeah, it's about the 13-yard line. They've got to get down to the 3 for a first down.
Thank you. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10.
Thank you.
Frankenfield had all sorts of time there as we were dropping back into coverage, looking for a safe outlet out here to the wide side of the field.
Kobe White.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Kobe Whiteman on the catch for 12 yards. So it's 3rd and 10, 4 down territory. Here's Frankenfield trying to find some room. He gets hit at the 10, dragged down at the 7. It's Carson Odom on the tackle.
Yeah, Klein came up and made first contact, and Carson helps finish him off. But that's what Coach was talking about, was cleaning up the tackling and the run fits right there. And they are going to bring on a field goal unit. But again, you got to watch for any kind of fake or anything here. But Owasso feeling like they need some points on the board.
Ball's at the Jinx 7-yard line, or it's 4th down and 4. This will be a 24-yard field goal to our left against a stiff wind from Ryder Karn. Snap back, ball down, kick up. It is hooking, and he got it. It just got through the right upright with 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So a nice drive of 56 yards for the Rams to take 5 minutes off the clock.
Well, you look at that first 3rd down play. They've got 3rd and 10, and he scrambles and picks it up, and then a couple of other plays. But as far as cleaning some things up that Coach talked about with Rob there right before the half, going into the halftime locker room, talking about improving the run fits, improving the tackling, and did a better job, at least accounting for both Frankenfeld and Hall on that one. Trying to get our receiving team together, but missing a guy. It looks like there's somebody that might be hurt. They're looking for Charleston. He was over at the training table, and he's going to get back in, and Coach Morris is going to dial something up right here for the receiving team.
11 plays, 56 yards. Took 5 minutes off the clock for a 24-yard field goal by Owasso Nanali, 36-21. And that's all capped by Tulsa ER and Hospital, proud sponsors of Trojan football, located on West 71st Street next to Turkey Mountain. Tulsa ER and Hospital. And also by Matt McCoy Insurance, 81st and 129th East Avenue. For an appointment, call 918-615-6634. Here's the kickoff, and I think it went out of bounds.
It did, Don. They were trying to pooch one short. And again, the wind wreaking havoc down here. It just kind of hung up there and then it hit the ground, took a bounce backward and over the boundary. So going to be good starting field position here for the Trojans. We'll see if they can continue some of that offensive momentum they had started to generate at the end of the second quarter.
And as Rob said in the first half, that Kazar was going to be doubtful. You got Q Butcher coming back in to start this first opening drive of the second half.
Is it still raining, Rob? Looks like it's still raining.
Yeah, affirmative.
Q Butcher 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He's going to run all the way. Gets to the 50, gets into Owasso territory. Then he's slung around. Gain of 3. Mark it at the Owasso 48-yard line.
Design run play all the way there. They've got Braxton Daniel on the wide side of the field. He goes in motion to the left. He ends up being a lead blocker for Q there to pick up 3 yards on first down.
Here's a little screen pass. Caught out to Dillard. 50, 45, 40, 35 first down. Not Dillard. Yeah, it is Dillard. Okay.
And they're going to actually call roughing the passer, personal foul.
I don't think that was Dillard. Dillard's.
It was Malachi Dillard.
Malachi Dillard, thank you.
If you say Dillard on a catch, you got a pretty good shot.
Thank you, I do indeed.
You got a 50-50 shot in most of our formations, but, Q showing not only some poise, but some toughness right there as he takes a shot by 2 Owasso defenders. And what's beautiful about that is they tack that on to the end of a great pickup by Dillard.
They're going to move this into the red zone. What was that number? Well, we'll get to Rob after this. 1st and 10 at the Owasso 18-yard line. Down 36-21. After they're down 26-0 early in the second quarter. Butcher, empty backfield. Trips left. 2 receivers right. He's going to run. Gets to the 15. Then he's stuck and stood up. A gain of 3.
Rob, I'm going to say things look a little chippy down there also.
Yeah, they are. There's lots of chatter after the whistles. A lot of emotions in a game like this. Important for both sides to kind of keep their heads about them. Play with intensity, but know where that line is. And Butcher took a pretty good pop there, but you'll take a 5-yard gain on first down.
2nd and 7 at the Owasso 15. Caleb Dillard out of the backfield in the shotgun. Boy, he fights hard for some yardage. 6 yards, 5 down to the 10, setting up 3rd and 2.
So Butcher was actually on the sideline right there, and Dillard was in the Wildcat formation with KD lined up as a wide receiver where Caleb usually is.
2 down territory at the Owasso 10-yard line, 3rd and 2. Butcher back in at quarterback. KD is to his left hip, going left to right. Handoff KD. Gets a hole, gets to the 5, to the 4-yard line. First down.
Yeah, right there they have Carson Odom in his H-back. He's lined up on the left. KD takes a little stutter step, half step to the left, comes back to the right.
Snap to Diller or Butcher, handoff KD. He'll get a yard to the 2 yards to the 2.
And Owasso's going to get, yeah, go ahead, Rob.
I was just going to say Owasso didn't get a man off the field. They had a guy sprinting to the sidelines when the ball was snapped.
So there'll be an illegal participation penalty on this play. 12 guys on the field.
So they'll get the 2 yards by penalty and still be 1st and goal.
Trojan coaching staff talking about the clock right now. The clock was never stopped. But the officials right now have been more focused on getting bodies off of piles and have not paid attention to the clock that has kept on running. Again, the official consultant coming off the sidelines, talking to the crew. We'll see if they can straighten this out. But several seconds ran off the clock.
He's going to turn his mic on. And nothing comes out. Been there before. Many times in 50 years. All right. I thought they were going to try to put some more time on the clock. It's 4:39 left in the 3rd quarter.
I thought they were too, guys. The coaches down here are claiming that about 40 seconds ran off the clock. That the time should have stopped, or the clock should have stopped when they called the penalty.
All right, they wind the clock. 1st and goal from the 2. Here comes the Trojan heavy packaging with Bo Bright and others on the offensive line. Owasso tries to counter. Here's KD into the end zone off the Wildcat snap over the left guard. Touchdown, Trojans.
Beautiful piece of coaching in case you didn't see it. What happened was after all that time, they wind the clock and we sprint our jumbo package onto the field and we catch Owasso without the ability to respond to a personnel change. If we would have had those guys out on the field while they're talking about it, then Owasso would have gotten their big body jumbos in there as well. So great job by the coaching staff holding that sub change until right before they wound the clock and then hurried up to the ball, ran the play. Katie's in the end zone for
Big
6.
extra point here from Owen Mahan. Snap back. Jake Flowers holds. Kick up to our right. Good. 4:27 to go, 3rd quarter. Jinx has made it a 1-score game after being behind 26-0 in the 6A-1 semifinal from Catoosa on Jinx Trojan football.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jinx versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank, you matter at Mabry.
Waldo's Chicken brings you the scoring recap. Of course, they sponsor Trojan football. They sponsor Broken Arrow football, who fell to Bixby today, and Owasso football. They have a location at Owasso, Broken Arrow, and 71st and yeah. That's where the Trojan fans go. Here's the kickoff. It's a pooch kick down the middle, botched and covered at the 35-yard line. Landed at the feet of one of the Owasso players, and he booted it, and then he covered it at the 35. So after that 6-play, 51-yard drive, KD has a touchdown from 2 yards out, his third touchdown of the game. And the Trojans are down one score, 36-28.
Well, again, what was key right there was a last-minute substitution, bringing in the jumbo package with KD at the Wildcat, catching Owasso without the right personnel group that they wanted, and KD gets in the end zone.
Here's a sweep to Bethel, to Kerry Bethel, All-State candidate receiver from the 35 up to about the 38. Trojans doing a much better job in pursuing the football after being down 26-0. Only a gain of a yard, actually, on that play. So it's 2nd down and 9 from the 36. Very dangerous Owasso team. Averaging 38 points a game. Rankenfield's back to pass. Looks for the down and out. He's in trouble. Breaks away from a sack. Gets up to the 30. Now throws to the sideline and overthrows his man at midfield. Klein on the coverage. But the Trojans were all over number 6. Luke McAnally, I think it was, had him captured at one point.
And really, it's kind of dangerous for Frankenfeld because McAnally's, grabbing, holding on to his legs. He steps out, but almost kind of rolls his ankle as he comes out of that. And Carson Odom's in hot pursuit. Makes him throw high and out of bounds there. Very important 3rd down.
Here's a big-time 3rd down. 3rd and 9 at the 36. Trojans down one score. Winding down the 3rd quarter. 3:45 left in the 3rd. Frankenfield back. Throws over the middle. Diving catch. 1st down, Bethel at the 49-yard line.
Brought Carricker on a blitz from his linebacker position. So Bethel goes from the slot, comes across the middle, fills that void, and goes down to make a big-time catch right there.
See if they use Hall now. Start pounding him against this Jinx defense. 1st down at the 49. They do. Number 2 looks for something over the right side. He gets stood up. Charleston, who's come alive in the last couple of weeks, had 12 tackles last week, hits him head on and drops him for a loss of a yard.
Charleston getting help there with Brand, and then Zion Castleberry there as well. Again, lots of guys doing a better job of tackling, hitting, wrapping up, and getting help on the way.
Orlando Williams at one end, Pangburn at the other, Carson Odom rather at the other, and in the middle is Pangburn and McAnally. On 2nd and 11, Frankenfield back the pass, and down he goes again. It's McAnally. He's wiping him out. Another sack, the 3rd of the night on the Owasso quarterback.
Rob, that's like a bowling ball just refusing to give in and taking pins with him. He just came through that line, got penetration, and took 3 guys down, including Frankenfield.
Luke McAnally showing some feats of strength here, guys. Got pressure on last couple of the plays, and that time, as he was going to the ground, was able to get Frankenfield to go with him.
3rd down and 19. The Trojan fans are on their feet. As well they should be. What a comeback. Can they hold him here on 3rd and 19? Back to pass Frankenfield. Throws, caught at the 50-yard line, well short of the 1st down, and down he goes at the 49. It'll be 4th down and 10.
But it's midfield. We'll see what happens. But that's a great job. They drop everybody back, really soft coverage. They give them that middle at mid-yardage levels there, and let him catch the ball in front of him and then come up and make a nice tackle to stop him short.
They give up that 3rd and 8 that was a little bit deflating, but then how do they respond? They stuff Jaden Hall, they sack Frankenfeld, and then force a play underneath. So great job getting off the field by that Trojan defense.
Here is the punt. Away, oh no, KD catches it and down immediately at the 22, then fumbles the football, and the Rams have it, I think. They do. Wow. KD hasn't fumbled but maybe 2 times in his career. And he fumbled the punt. When he counted on one bounce, got tackled immediately, and the ball popped loose.
Yeah, KD upset with himself, but we'll see if...
First turnover of the game.
Yeah, that ball was bouncing. I don't know if they're going to talk things over, but the ball bounced, took a bounce. He came up to try to get it, and we talked about this Owasso Ram, their speed. A Ram defender appealed out of nowhere, brought him to the ground, and as he was going down, he bobbled the ball, and Owasso got a big break.
Snap back to Frankenfield, hand off to Hall. He dodges one defender, another defender, and gets down to the 20-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5.
Keep in mind, guys, it started to rain much harder in the last couple of minutes. So that's a bouncing, wet football that Katie Jones is trying to handle there, and just never had it securely before contact was made.
2nd and 5 at the Jinx 20-yard line. And I think Owasso's going to need to call a timeout. No, an official's timeout. Got to wipe off the football, apparently.
You can't change the ball in the middle of a possession, though, so I don't know what's happening.
Second and 5 from the Jinx 20. Owasso leading 36-28. 50 seconds left in the quarter, in the third quarter. After Jinx had held them, but a fumble, the first turnover of the game on a punt return, has given Owasso new life here at the Jinx 25-yard line. Jinx has only had the ball once in this third quarter and scored. Here's a pass, and it is incomplete, almost picked off. Cade Klein jumped in front of the receiver at the 5-yard line.
Well, there was good pursuit on Frankenfeld right there. I don't know. I think it was Odom and maybe somebody else. And he throws a bench route. Bethel appears to be open. But, man, Cade Klein does a tremendous job of breaking on the ball late and almost comes up with a big-time interception right there.
Yeah, and Frankenfeld didn't have nearly as much zip on that ball as he wanted to because he was forced to backpedal due to the pressure in his face and kind of toss that one off his back foot.
Third and 5 at the Jinx 20. You think it'd be 4-down territory from here. Here's a pass out, caught at the 20 and downed immediately. Cade Klein made up for it on that catch. Colby Whiteman catches it, but Klein was in midair and tackled him at the spot. So no gain, actually about a yard gain, maybe. Yeah, yard gain.
Klein's been shot out of a cannon these last couple of plays, guys. I mean, ever since he had to hobble off with an injury, I don't know if he's got a shot of adrenaline or something going through him, but he's been an animal.
And they're going to let the clock run down just in the third quarter.
Wow, what a game for the Trojans to come back. So it's 4th and 4 at the Jinx 19. When we come back, it's Owasso 36, Trojans 28 in the semifinal from Catoosa on Jinx Trojan football.
Our pets are more than just pets. They're our people, our family. And when they get sick, we want them to be cared for like family. At Woodland West, pet care is personal. We care for your animals the same way we care for our own. As the most comprehensive facility in the Tulsa area for everything from diagnostics to treatment, you can trust that our team of compassionate veterinary experts are delivering the care your animal deserves. Your pet is always there for you. Let us be there to keep them in good health. Woodland West Animal Hospital.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
So we start the fourth quarter. The Trojans of the last 37 years have come back with 13 fourth quarter comebacks to win games. Does Q Butcher have one in him as he's in for Landon Kazar, who was injured on the first series of the game?
Two things in that break right there in between in the quarters. You know, the Trojan pride, glad they're here tonight. They're getting the crowd and everybody fired up with the fight song. And then in that defensive huddle, Katie Jones comes off the sidelines and talks to those guys and said, hey, that was on me. You guys come up with this stop right here on 4th and 5. You got Riley Kester out there. Sometimes he goes in as a D lineman. So this is all hands on deck.
4th and 4 at the Jinx 19-yard line for the Rams, who led at one time 26-0. Led 19-0 going into the second quarter. Scored early in the second quarter. Led 33-7 before the Trojans mounted a comeback at the end of the first half. Can they stop Owasso here on 4th down? 4th and 4 at the Jinx 19. They've got to get inside the 5th.
Kicker.
Inside the 15. They're going to try a field goal with the wind at their back. He was nailing them from this distance in pregame. It'll be a 36-yard kick. Here it comes, and it's no good. No good. The Trojans put some pressure on him. KD came flying through, and the kick was on the money, but it was well short and underneath the crossbar.
Yeah, so they had Kester and KD and some of those other guys because they had their extra point block or PAT field goal block unit out there. And big-time stop right there, response by the defense. Now, you talked about complimentary football. This is the time to step up and show it, right, Rob?
Well, we thought the defensive stop on the previous series was big, but that one was even bigger as they take over at about the 25-yard line. And Owasso's been so good from that area of the field. They've been given short fields over and over again tonight. It's what helped them build the lead, but this Trojan defense has really believed and really turned things around in a big way tonight.
Butcher to pass. Now he has to run. Boy, he's fighting. He's got 5 guys he's pushing forward to the 25-yard line for 5 yards for the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, that's a quarterback run design play right there. He's faking to the trip set down here in our sidelines, and then he's taking a step and stepping up in the pocket, and great pickup on first down.
He's only thrown one pass in the second half. That was a quick pass to KD. He's going to run again. Got some room. First down. Up to the 34-yard line.
He's taking some real shots. He's getting some good yards. He's really quick and explosive through the hole. But you want to make sure he's protecting that ball because they are pounding him when he's going down to the ground.
Gain of 8. Q gets the snap, fake handoff, and a toss out to Cato, and he's hit immediately. Here's a flag down. It'll probably be a hold against the Trojans. Malachi Dillard trying to block, and it just didn't work. Cato caught it and was tackled immediately for a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, and the hold call was on the interior of the line, so they will back it up and replay first down, you would think.
Well, they're still deciding.
They actually declined the penalty. Well, nope. Man, I tell you what, you don't get a lot of signals out of this crew to know what's going on.
So it is a penalty. They will take the penalty. So it'll be first down and 20. Jinx has it at their own 24-yard line. Trojan football brought to you, as it has for many years, by Woodland West Pet Resort and Animal Hospital, just off Highway 75. Braxton Daniel in motion. Q back to pass. Looks for Malachi over the middle. Had him open. Skips by a defender. Is going to run. 25-30 up the hash mark. Angles right. Up to the 43-yard line. Close to the first down marker.
Oh, they're going to call him short. Rob, I thought he got it. They're calling him a yard or so short.
That's all right, though. I mean, 2nd and 1 instead of...
Well, I think you're seeing Q Butcher just mature right before your eyes, and this one's coming back, unfortunately, guys.
My goodness.
Such a great athletic play by your young quarterback, and it's not going to hold up.
I don't know what they called on that edge because we didn't have anybody over there. They called something on that sideline, on the Owasso sideline.
That's brutal. You think 1st and 20 is a lot to overcome, but heading in the wrong direction here. I was just impressed with the decision-making and the poise and the patience by Q on that play, because he could have easily let one fly downfield into coverage when there wasn't anybody open, because you're desperate to make a play downfield, and wisely chose to try to get it done with his feet there. And unfortunate that it's heading in the wrong direction now, 1st and 30.
Wow.
Yeah, he was looking for Braxton on the wheel route down the boundary, and Braxton was open late, but there was a DB that was breaking on him, so he pulled the ball down and took off, and there was nobody out there on that edge, so I do not know who they called that on.
And now they called timeout so the officials could huddle again at the line of scrimmage. I have all the respect for the guys in the striped shirts. I really do. But sometimes you get to 6A football between the Trojans, the Spartans, the Rams, Broken Arrow. Let's just say it like it is, the Big Five. And, boy, some of the times they just have a hard time.
Well, what they're talking about here, what's happening is Coach Gaylor and the coaching staff are wanting an explanation. So the guy on their sidelines, standing next to Bill Blankenship, who threw the flag, had to come over here and talk to the guy on our sidelines, and our sideline guys coming over to give Coach Gaylor an explanation. And again, the official consultant that's on the sideline is also there for the explanation, but Coach Greenwood and Coach Gaylor are both gesticulating vigorously that there was nobody over there. So I have no idea who they called it on.
Sand Springs has cut it to 27-20 in the fourth quarter against Putnam City. They were down 27-7 in that 6A-2 semifinal. Winner of that game plays next Friday night at UCO against Choctaw. Carricker onto the field. Cato is off. 1st and 30. Butcher, the quarterback, with 2 runners in the backfield. He fakes the left, throws, got a man open. What a catch! 35-40. That might be a first down or close to it. Braxton Daniel just reached out and snagged it at his waist.
Incredible play. He fakes the flare pass to KD, then he reverses, fakes it like he's going to throw to Carricker, and he's got Braxton sprinting down the field. Braxton picks up the first down. The ball squirts loose because it's slick, but after he had already been down.
Handoff, KD got a face mask and gets hammered down for a 3-yard loss, but they'll move the chains up near midfield.
Can't overstate what a good catch that was from Braxton Daniel. That was not easy. He was open, but it was a little bit low, and in wet, windy conditions, that is not an easy catch to make, and he did so beautifully. We saw them, Don, last week overcome a 1st and 35 against Edmond Memorial. 1st and 30 against Owasso. Hits a little bit different, and they only need one try to get it done.
And this was I'm sorry, Rob. I was just going to say this is a face mask of a personal foul variety, so that's an extra 15 yards. It's going to help us out.
Trojans are down 8, fourth quarter. First down at the Owasso 41-yard line.
10-13 left in the fourth quarter, huh?
They were down 26-0. They were down 33-7. They're 1 score away and a 2-point conversion, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion from tying this game in the semis. 1st and 10 at the Owasso 41. Butcher back to pass. Floats it out for Malachi Dillard, one-on-one, spins off his guy, and is out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That'll be maybe a gain of a yard.
Actually, I think they're calling him back. I think they're saying that he
Ran out of bounds by number 13, Cole Campbell for the Rams.
may have a loss of a yard. It's hard to tell. No, they went ahead and spotted it back at the line. Well, they changed it again.
Jeez.
Backed it up a yard.
So back to the Owasso 42, 2nd and 11. KD has only run the ball 1 time in this second half, and that was good for 6 yards. No, 2 times. Touchdown. So 2 carries for 8 yards in the second half. He has 37 total. Boy, to see him bust one here would be pretty, wouldn't it? Like he did in the semifinal game late against Union 2 years ago.
They're trying to reset the clock right now. The official is having problems with his microphone, but they're asking for time to be put back on the clock. It's saying right now there's 9:43 left.
He's trying to give him some hand signals.
And they're not getting it. He moved it to 9:48.
All right. 2nd and 11 from the Owasso 42-yard line. One receiver right, two left. Right to left go the Trojans. Caleb Dillard in motion. They fake to Dillard, and Q Butcher goes down the middle to the 37-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5. 3rd and 6 coming up. Yeah, now they mark it back to the 37. Goodness. That's right. So 3rd and 6. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Butcher going to run. 35, first down 30, 25, 20, steps through a tackle, 15 to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Trojans.
Beautiful play. KD set out there on the right side with 3 receivers. They put Braxton Daniel in motion to the left. Right after he gets past Q, he's a lead blocker.
Quick handoff, KD. It's botched up a bit. KD gets down to the 8-yard line. Not much of a mesh there between he and the quarterback, Q Butcher.
Yeah, not a clean exchange there as they kind of bumped into each other, and KD got that handoff a little bit high, delayed things a little bit, but fortunate to hold on to the football and gain at least a little bit of positive yardage.
Gain of 2. 2nd and goal from the 8. Butcher fakes the handoff to KD. He's got Odom open, the tight end. Can't quite catch it. And Q Butcher is laid out. Somebody decked him to the turf. That's number 6. It lists as Frankenfield. We don't have a duplicate number. So it's 3rd and goal. I was thinking with 8 minutes left, you kick a field goal. Of course, that's a tough field goal. Should you have to do that? 36-31. Possible, but you're going against a stiff wind here. If you'd kick one now, it'd be a 25-yarder. And Mahan is certainly capable. 3rd and goal, though. Let's see what happens here. Jumbo left. Running play. KD left to the 5-yard line.
Did put the ball in the middle of the field, but Coach Gaylor is not looking around for the special teams unit. Might be some people that question this. This is why I'm in the booth and not on the field.
Some might have questioned why they went for it on 4th down at their own 28-yard line in the first half.
Somebody called timeout. Who was that, Rob? Or is that official timeout for a player that's injured?
Well, it was announced as timeout Trojans, but there was an injured Ram down, so I'm not sure if this is a charge timeout to Jinx or if it was an official timeout for the injury.
The scoreboard still shows that we have 3 timeouts, so they may have went ahead and gone an official's timeout here.
7:29 remaining. Owasso 33, Trojans 28. The Trojans have it 4th and goal at the Owasso 5-yard line, going right to left in the middle of the field. Q Butcher at quarterback for the injured Landon Kazar. This is a drive that started at their own 20 after Owasso on the first play of the 4th quarter missed a field goal. So it stayed a 1-score game.
Well, if nothing else, what's very interesting is the Owasso crowd was on their feet, loving life, cheering, and they have been pretty morose for quite some time. And this Trojan fan base has really been cheering them on. We can feel the bleachers, the press box shake here over on the visitor sidelines as they get ready for this 4th and goal from the 5.
Another semifinal classic between these two. It went triple overtime last year. Malachi Dillard came in, now has to go out. Q Butcher on a reverse to Dillard. He's caught. He throws in the end zone. Incomplete. He was pressured and couldn't really step into the throw. So Owasso takes over at their own 5-yard line.
So to make that play successful, it has to go to 4 guys' hands, basically. You're snapping it back. He's running like a reverse. He's pitching it to Malachi. Excuse me, to Caleb. Caleb has somebody on him, and Caleb's trying to throw it to a wide-open receiver in the back of the end zone, but he never has a chance to get his body square. He's, like you said before, he was a baseball player and a good one. Very athletic and capable of a throw, but didn't have a whole lot of a chance to be successful there.
Hall has rushed 20 times for 79 yards. See if they give it to him. They do. He's wrapped up. Ball on the ground. The ball's on the ground. The Trojans have it near the goal line.
The ball actually rolled into the end zone. I think it was maybe Pierce Brand that came up with it, but they're calling it down at the 1-yard line. Trojan fans, I apologize if I screamed in the microphone. I'm not the professional that Don King is. I just get a little exuberant, Rob. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize now with 7:21 to go. At the Owasso 1-yard line.
Sideline, thinking that might have been a scoop and score, guys, because of where Brand was when he got that ball. But we'll take it at the 1-yard line after what just transpired.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you guys, I think my bingo card is getting very full for things left in a high school football game to occur. 7:21 to go in the fourth quarter. This has been just pure insanity from start to finish.
Landon Webb bends over to snap it. Clark Carricker, KD Jones in the backfield to snap to KD, and he steps in with ease. Over the left side. Touchdown, Trojans.
You got to come up with your best 2-point play. So we'll see what happens here. The Trojans haven't used a timeout. You're definitely going for 2 right here, but they're trying to figure out where they want the ball.
But they should have already known that when they had the ball down at the 5-yard line, right? I mean, they should have already known if they score, here's what we're going to use for 2.
No, it's not that. It's the coaching staff figuring out what their 2-point play is, and they have the opportunity to place the ball in the middle of the field or on either hash. So what the coaching staff has talked to them right now is where they want the ball, and they're going to place it on the left hash.
Oh, okay. So a timeout, I think, has been called. Or has it? No? Okay. I don't see a play clock any. Oh, there it is. 15 seconds on the play clock.
They're staying with the Wildcat formation. 2 H-backs in, McAnally and Odom.
Don't be surprised KD doesn't throw it. No, he's going to run it to the right side, and he's in. It was easy. The Trojans have tied the game with 7:18 remaining.
Great call. You got Carricker to the right of KD. You've got Odom, and you have McAnally on the right side of the formation, and they just run to that right side. You can't say enough about the offensive line. Mobley, Aruru, Kester. I'm going to forget him. Landon Webb. I mean, those guys.
Jamison Mobley.
Those guys just getting it done along with those H-backs, McAnally and Odom. And Carricker ends up being a lead blocker, and KD never goes to the ground.
Let me repeat.
Sorry, Don.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to say we talked about having best play ready for the 2-point conversion in a crucial crunch time situation. I think we were overthinking it. Your best play is to put the ball in the hands of your best player behind the massive offensive line and run the dang ball, and that's exactly what they did.
Indeed, they did. 36-36, 7:18 remaining. The Trojans will have to kick against the wind. Remember, Owasso has the wind at their back here on a rainy, cool night on Thanksgiving weekend.
The ball's got to be hard to handle right now with much moisture as there's, Rob.
Especially after Owasso fumbled at the 1-yard line the last time. Pooch kick. Picked up, now just dropped. He'll drop and fall on it at the 33-yard line. Owasso, 2 plays in the fourth quarter. They missed a field goal, and they fumbled at their own 1-yard line.
Lots of Trojan alumni reaching out or being here tonight. Saw Jesse McNeil, Eric Bird, Sue Carter, Ron Brown at halftime saying, Coach, these guys are fighting. Got a text from Dylan Harding saying, I still believe we can do it. And this Trojan faithful has sat through rain and cold and wind, Rob, and they believe as well.
Yeah, the rain and cold and wind not dampening the spirits on the sidelines or in the stands right now.
Frankenfield back to pass, has time, now flushed out of the pocket, runs to his left, runs to the Owasso sideline, and gets cut down at the 36-yard line. Gain of 3.
He got hit hard. I think that was Carricker that came up. Orlando Williams and Carson Odom were giving chase. He got a few yards, but I think he got Cut down was the right word.
Yeah, beg your pardon. I think I said the 33. He got some yardage up to the 38, a gain of 5. No. They'll mark it at the 36, a gain of 3. So I was right to begin with. All right. Owasso in their all red uniforms. Won 9 in a row after losing their first 2 of the season to Bixby and Jinx. Hand off Jaden Hall. Remember, he gets better as the game goes along. Not this time. Cut down after a gain of 2 or 3, shy of the 40-yard line.
McAnally, Pierce Brand, Pangburn, Orlando Williams, Carson Odom, Carricker, those guys just getting it done up front.
The Owasso crowd is stunned. The Jinx crowd has come alive. 3rd down and 4 at the 39. They show blitz. Frankenfield looks to the sideline. 10 on the play clock. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Tied at 36. Back to pass Frankenfield. They throw. They got a man caught. First down. Right at the first down marker. Cade Klein catching the receiver. Number 1, Bethel.
Yeah, Bethel actually was past the line to gain on his route. He had to go back to catch the ball. He goes high, secures it. Tough catch in these conditions. Klein brought him down immediately, but that was the right spot, the right call.
Remember, Owasso a couple of times in this game gets a first down on a series and then unable to do much after that. See what happens here at the 44-yard line. Reverse to Bethel. Trying to go wide, cut down. Great job by the Trojan defense. Boy, Nashua Charleston has just come alive the last few weeks. Had 12 tackles last week and was in the middle of that scrum there for no gain.
Excellent job coming up on the jet sweep as it came to his side.
2nd and 10 from the 44, left to right, far hash mark. 6-man front for the Trojans. Now they back off. Frankenfield looks to the Owasso sideline to Josh Blankenship, the offensive coordinator. Now has Hall on the right side, moves him to the left side, gets the snap, drops back to pass, looking deep, in trouble, has to run, comes right, still looking, and now throws, and did he catch it at the 45-yard line of the Trojans? No signal. I guess not.
I think there's a flag on the far side of the field, Rob, right by Coach Blankenship.
Yeah, you're right. I see it now. Pass was incomplete, by the way.
It's going to go against the Trojans. There's no doubt about it. When it's thrown over there.
Boy. Yep, Trojans are moving backwards.
Can't see if they're saying it was a hold or face mask.
I'm going to mark it at the Jinx 41-yard line.
There's nobody over there. Did it say face mask or did they say hold, Rob? Did you hear the call?
It had to be face mask. It's 15 yards.
Play never went in that direction.
First down at the Jinx 41-yard line. Hall again trying to go left. Can't quite get out of the tackle. Another great play by Charleston in the rain.
Charleston does a really good job of holding on.
I mean, he's still got 3 or 4 yards. Well, 3.
But in the first quarter, he was
pounding
them.
him. Yeah. There was no stopping him. He's a bruiser. 2nd and 7 from the Jinx 38-yard line. Frankenfield fakes the sweeps, going to run it. That's worked today, but not this time. There are 5 white shirts to wrap him up, and then he flops as if he got pushed down. And it wasn't Frankenfield, it was Hall out of the snap.
Yeah, they were doing the quarterback read right there, and he gives to Hall, and he just is stopped immediately at the line of scrimmage and pushed back, and then at the end of it did fall on his back with his hands up looking for a call.
4 minutes to play, tied at 36, 3rd and 7 at the Jinx 38-yard line, middle of the field. To our right, Frankenfield, the QB. Back to pass. Looks over the middle. Flushed out again. Goes left. Throws. Got a man wide open at the 13-yard line. Caught and out of bounds. Who else but number 1, T. Carey Bethel?
Yeah, Bethel comes across the field and gets to that. And Frankenfeld really turns it into a scramble drill. There's good pressure. He steps outside the pocket to the left, headed towards his sideline, buys some time. And Bethel's running across the field and just too speedy, running away from all the Trojan defenders. And so they've got the ball down by the, 14-yard line or so?
25-yard gain on 3rd down. Handoff Hall. Dancing, gets forward, gets into the secondary and down to the 6-yard line. Gain of 8. Got a Trojan down. Pangburn, he gets picked up by Frankenfield.
They're going to bring Kester in for Pangburn. Pangburn's kind of rubbing that left shoulder.
2nd and 3 from the Jinx 6-yard line. Each team has turned the ball over. The Trojans fumbled a punt return, but Owasso missed their field goal in that opportunity. And then the Rams fumbled at their own 1-yard line after Jinx failed on 4th and goal from the 5. They got it in, got a 2-point conversion, and tied it at 36. That was at 7:18 of the 4th quarter. Now Owasso calls a timeout with 2:57 left in the 4th quarter, and we'll take a break on Jinx Trojan football. Back with you, 36-36. Crazy game in this semifinal, just like what we had last year, went triple overtime.
Interesting, Owasso there is the one that called the timeout. You would kind of think, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, run the clock down as much as possible. Of course, you got to get in the end zone, you got to get points, but run the ball. You got to wonder if the Trojans have to use any timeouts. Right now, Owasso has 2 timeouts. That was their first one they called. Jinx has 3 left, 2:57 on the clock. We said the cliche, you got to be able to run the ball and stop the run, and so it's going to be really important for this Trojan defense to try to create another turnover and stop the run right here.
Riley Kester's in on the defensive front. McAnally is next to him. Remember, Pangburn went out a moment ago. So 2nd down and 3 from the Jinx 6. They line up quickly. They snap it to Hall on the Wildcat, and then we have a flag down, and it'll be a procedure against Owasso. Well, if you could hold him to a 3-point try here, that would be huge. That would be huge. Pangburn, no, that's Pierce Brand that's leading the crowd. Caleb Dillard in the secondary, along with Cade Klein, Charleston, and Castleberry. Here they come. Back to pass Frankenfield. Looking in the end zone. Running right. Throws. What a catch in the end zone. But I think he was out of bounds. He tried to tap it.
Yeah, we gave him just a little bit too much cushion right there because he almost tight-roped the sideline there. Just incredible attempt at a catch, and we had a little bit too much cushion as the quarterback was sprinting out to his right, trying to evade pressure.
Here we go, 3rd and 8 at the Jinx 11.
Fortunately, they just ran out of real estate on that one, and the clock stops as well.
The Trojans have 1 stop in them defensively. Biggest stop of the season right here coming up. Frankenfield throws, post pattern overthrown. The receiver went inside. The pass went over Bethel's head. Thought he was going to go outside, and the Rams have to try to kick for 3.
Yes.
Now, and not only that, guys, but because of that procedure penalty, you back them up 5, but it stops the clock. It forces them into a back-to-back passing situations, which again stops the clock, and it essentially saves those timeouts for the Trojans that they may have otherwise had to use.
Good point.
Yeah, Trojans had Bethel bracketed right there. He busts inside, the ball was outside, so miscommunication with Frankenfeld there.
Here's a 28-yard field goal. They missed one earlier in the fourth quarter, to start the fourth quarter. From 34, this is 28. Far hash mark, steps through it and kicks it, and it's good. And so with 2:41 remaining, it is Owasso 39, Jinx 36. Wow. Well, you've got 2:41 to go with your backup quarterback.
Yeah, I think anybody in maroon and white would have taken this scenario if you had presented it to them in the first quarter, Don.
Yes,
After
absolutely.
What transpired, if you said, hey, with 2:41 left in the game, you're going to be down by only 3 points, you would have said, I'll take that every single
You
time.
bet.
So they found some offensive rhythm. Q Butcher has gotten better as this game has gone on, developed more confidence. Everybody around him is making plays. Now it's just a matter of making sure you take care of the football, making smart decisions here, and you can't take any critical
Update
penalties.
some scores. Sand Springs has come back to beat Putnam City 28-27. Wow. Good for Bobby Klink, the former Trojan Player of the Year. In fact, KD could end up being the 4th Gatorade Player of the Year in Jinx history. Mark Ginther, Bobby Klink, and Josh Fiddler. Pretty good company, huh, Eric Fox?
Outstanding company.
Well, here's a kickoff with the wind. He's kicked him into the end zone. That would help as well. Get the ball at the 20 with no time elapsed. And that's what he'll do. Owasso's done that a few times, and it's bit him in the rear end a few times. Let's see if it bites Owasso
I'll
here.
say about 25 years ago, there were 21 seconds in the game when a Bill Blankenship team went up.
Right.
And kicked it in the end zone instead of squibbing it and running some time off the clock. And then a guy named Jones went 80 and took it to the house. There's another guy that's named Jones here that can go the distance in a hurry as well. So we'll see what happens.
Keywan did it 2 years ago when he beat Union with KD rather did it 2 years ago as a sophomore with 37 seconds left. First down at the 20, empty backfield. KD is the quarterback, gets the snap, wants to run it. Boy, doesn't get much, 2 yards. That's about it. I'll give it up to Owasso. They have honed in on number 2, and they've done a great job tonight.
I mean, you got to to stop that guy.
Yeah.
That's the key, especially with Landon Kazar being out. He was in there, but he was out, and he's back behind the center right now.
19 carries, 44 yards for Jones. Here's somebody on the line of scrimmage moving. And I think it's going to be against the Trojans.
Calling it on the Trojans.
And the Ram fans are finally up on their feet.
Rain's still coming down, and the wind is still a factor, right, Rob?
Yeah, wind has definitely been a factor all game. The rain has lightened up a little bit. More of a drizzle now, a little bit misty out here, but still enough to make that ball slick.
Caleb Dillard has 14 touchdown receptions, tied for second most in a season to Brandon Kitchens. Could he get 15 here sometime? Q over the middle, throws it, dropped. Cato had a first down, and it slipped right through it.
Yeah, that was tough. That kind of hit him. It was in the middle, but a little to his side and just squirted through there. Know that ball is slick. This is when, as a receiver, you got to use your whole body to bring that in.
Braxton. The defender that flashed in front of him, too, right at the last second, that may have provided just enough distraction.
Yeah. Third down, 13 from their own 17.
Minute 53 left.
Plays these kids dream of their entire lives. Butcher blitzes on. They throw the screen. Katie has it. 20. 25 gets a block. Dillard, 30. 35. Caleb Dillard, 40. First down, Trojans.
They're hurrying on two H-backs, Odom and McAnally here. Got KD in the Wildcat trying to get the ball snapped in a hurry.
Gain of 23 on 3rd and 13. Handoff KD. 40, has an opening, can't get through though, and gets near the 50-yard line. That's a good run of 9 yards, nevertheless.
Oh, love the call by Tyler Chronister on that key 3rd down play. Really good execution by Caleb Dillard and Q Butcher.
KD across midfield, and then a couple of more to the 48 with 1:15 remaining. First down. At the Owasso 48-yard line.
Taking Odom out, putting Malachi Dillard in as another wide receiver now.
Behind Q Butcher is KD. They fake to KD. He stays in the block. Q's in trouble. Tries to run it. In trouble. And down at the 50-yard line. And timeout Trojans. And KD is injured. I think he's got a cramp maybe. Let's see. He is really hobbling. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 coming up, but more importantly, time on the clock, 57 seconds, and most importantly is KD.
So you got to think with this wind, if you are going to try to kick a field goal, you still got to pick up another
40, 35
yards at least.
Yep, I'd say 35. Well, where's Braxton Daniel? Look for him. What big plays he's made, including one tonight when he took a hook and ladder 31 yards for a touchdown that absolutely sent this place going crazy as the Trojans closed it to 12 points with 2:07 remaining. You say, well, what was so big about that? Well, when you're down 26-0 and you close it to 12 at halftime, not bad. The Trojans have come back in this 4th quarter to tie it at 36.
They called timeout, but I don't think KD's going to be able to
he is really hurting.
Stay in. They're working on him, but I don't know that he's going to be able to stay in. Of course, we know Carricker has been very adept in that position, a hard runner.
I'm not sure if it's his cramp or his knee. He's trying to work it out. He wants to stay in. You know he does. And as Mason Prince told you at halftime, not only a great athlete, a great football player, one of the best to ever wear it here at Jinx, but even a better person. He's going to have to come out. So the Trojans face 2nd and 12 at the 50. There are other guys they can count on. Clark Carricker's in. The Red Baron at running back next to Butcher. You got Malachi Dillard split left. Caleb Dillard split right. Cato in the slot right. Braxton Daniel inside receiver right. Boy, Cato would love to have it. His opportunity after he let one slip through his hands a moment ago. Back to pass Butcher. He has time. He steps up. Now he dances around. He's still looking for help. And now he throws it in the ground incomplete. That took a lot of time. 49 seconds remaining. It's 3rd down.
They're going to say that there was an ineligible receiver downfield. That took a long time. And so those linemen had gotten past the line of scrimmage. And so that's going to hurt as well. But like you said, more importantly, you lost time off the clock. KD coming back in now.
The old halfback pass for KD. He's thrown 2 in his career, both for touchdowns. Might catch him sleeping on that. What is going on? Kester picked up something on the ground, and an Owasso player might be a mouthpiece or something. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's see. Kester picked up somebody's mouthpiece and wouldn't give it to him, and then stuck it in his jersey. The referee made him give it back. And now they move the ball back to the 50-yard line where it was after the play. So no ineligible receiver. They made the call. That was an eligible receiver. Now an official timeout.
So Taj Overton is having to go out because he does not have a mouthpiece.
Okay, I got you.
The Owasso team was running over there to try to grab one. So now he doesn't have to go out. They just let an equipment person come and bring him a mouthpiece. Rob, like you said, there's things on your bingo card you never dreamed of tonight, right?
Yeah, I had to flip mine over. I'm on the B side of the bingo card now.
That's after 2 weeks ago when the Trojans were penalized with Kazar in the first play of the game for having his play sheet in front of his and tagged onto his belt. Nobody's called it until that particular incident. Here we go, 3rd down and 12. They try a double reverse to Cato, and he's eaten up down at the 45-yard line. A loss of 5, and the Trojans are in dire need now of something magical to happen. With 41 seconds left, they've gone backwards from the Owasso 48 back to their own 45 and face 4th and 17.
So
Not over yet.
Yeah, but now there's a lot more life over there on that Owasso sideline
yeah.
for sure, understandably, you know. So take it 4th and 17. If you're Owasso, you're playing back, giving them short stuff. Now, I will say that we have some Trojan playmakers that can make you pay for that type of an approach, but it'll be interesting to see if they dial up pressure and bring, or they stay back and just try to not let you get to the line to gain.
Well, Q Butcher has played well tonight in the absence of Landon Kazar, but boy, you can't help but feel for number 7. What a year he has had, a junior. I mean, he's put up one of the better passing seasons, total offensive seasons in Jinx history as a junior. I mean, he's got a chance to play next year and go down as one of the best to join Ian Corwin, Ben Bowling.
Yeah, and regardless,
Sawyer Cole Morgan.
yeah,
some of the greats in Jinx history, and it's too bad that he doesn't get the taste much of this game, if any of this game. He got hurt in the first series.
Yeah, and they've just really fought. This whole team has fought, but Landon has been such a poised presence and a surprise to a lot of people in the way that he has played all year with the command of the position.
4th and 17 from the 45. Does Q Butcher have some magic in him? The sophomore gets the snap. Back to pass. Looks long. Now throws to Caleb Dillard over the middle. He catches it, but he's short of the first down by 3 yards with 34 seconds left and the clock running, and that will do it.
Yeah, the Trojans still have one timeout. You would think that they would use it. I mean, the only thing that can really happen now is some sort of problem with the snap, but you think Owasso lines up in their victory formation and doesn't take any chances. But you got to hand it to Q. He has played hard all night, and that offensive line started pounding. Defense made some huge stops, huge plays. Luke McAnally getting in the backfield, causing so much disruption, some team tackling there by the defense. Charleston that you've talked about. Just a lot of guys playing some heroic Trojan football tonight. And then, of course, KD Jones doing something that nobody else in Trojan history has ever done.
Passes Trayvon Baree for the leading rusher in all-time Jinx history. Wasn't easy tonight. He needed 29 yards, and he'll finish with... well, this says 28. This is surely he got. I've got him for more than that. Anyway, not much more. Trojan timeout. Well, we'll certainly talk about it here after this one is over. But what a game the Trojans had tonight. Again, to show what heart and what resiliency this team had, and the crowd was behind them the whole way. It was great Trojan atmosphere on a Thanksgiving weekend that has seen them in the previous 19 semifinals win 14 and lose 5. This is their 20th consecutive semifinal, but they'll fall to the Rams, it appears, for the second straight year in classic fashion. Last year in triple overtime, and tonight 39-36 with 32 seconds left. Trojans burn their last time out. The Rams in the victory huddle get the snap, drop a knee, and that will do it. So the Rams continue their winning ways. They win their 10th in a row. They get to go to Edmond next Saturday and face a team that blitzed them in the season opener, and the Bixby Spartans are looking for their 11th championship in the last 12 years. And the Trojans' 7-game winning streak comes to a close, and 27 seniors gave it all they had tonight. But their season closes at 10-2. Best season in 6 years, record-wise, for the Trojans under first-year head coach Adam Gaylor.
Well, you definitely, you can talk about some execution issues, and you can talk about some other things from time to time, but you can't talk about heart for this team. I mean, this team showed as much heart and tenacity. You talk about that Mustang comeback, which I still think is one of the greatest comebacks, obviously in playoff history, but just in any coaching and player game that I've witnessed from the Trojans. And tonight, no less on the tenacity aspect, just giving it everything that they had. And of course, there's huge disappointment, but
Can you talk about how difficult it is when two teams are evenly matched as these two are? You beat them in week 2. It just seems like the trends, it's just tough to beat a good team that you're evenly matched with twice in one season.
Well,
I mean, it's not impossible. We've done it before.
Yeah,
but
there's something to that. But the big thing is these aren't the same two football teams that played in week 2, or you know, sometimes it's happened with the Backyard Bowl, the team that you play in week 3. I mean, these teams have come a long way. I mean, this defense did not play like this. This Owasso Ram defense did not play like this. Of course, Taj Overton got hurt, and there were some other things going on. But, you know, and the efficiency of this Owasso offense has just continued to grow, and their confidence has continued to grow. Of course, you know, our defense gave up explosive plays in the beginning of the season. We're prone to that from time to time, and they got better and developed throughout the season. And, you know, some of these stops by this defensive unit tonight were just incredible. And forcing a turnover on the 1-yard line. Pierce Brand. And Pierce is going to be back next year. I mean, so many guys that have played a big role tonight. Luke McAnally and others on the defensive front are going to be back. There's Clark Carricker. There's so many juniors to be excited about from the way that they fought tonight.
No question. You got Carson Odom, a sophomore. You'll have 7 or 8 starters back on defense from a year ago, or from this season to next, hopefully. All right, Rob, take it away.
All right, Don, thanks very much. Down here on the field with head coach Adam Gaylor. Coach, you fall behind by 26 and see your team come all the way back and tie it in the fourth quarter. How would you describe just what made the ultimate difference in this one?
You know, unbelievable job by our kids. You know, we got down early, like I said, and they fought all the way back, and, you know, they made one more play than we did. You know, got a tough call on the face mask there. It's going to be 3rd and long, but, you know, you got to overcome some of those things. Hats off to them. They outcoached us, outplayed us at the end of the day, and you know, we didn't make enough plays. But the fight our guys have is unbelievable, man. You never count us out, you know, and that shows the toughness and the character our guys have.
Part of that fight was from Q Butcher, who you're only one play away from being the next man up, right? And your starting quarterback goes out in the first series. What can you say about the way he battled and the way he got better as the game went along?
Yeah, how about that? Great job by him. You know, as a guy that's not a starter, limited on reps, and for him to come in and run all the stuff that we had in for these guys, did an unbelievable job. You know, got put in a tough spot and fought his tail off, so super proud of Q.
I know, like all of us, your heart breaks for these seniors to not go on and have a chance to play for the gold ball. What do those guys, what does that group of seniors mean to you, and what have they meant to you over the last few years?
Well, just, I mean, like I said, tonight defines them, you know, as far as like the fighting and the toughness and the character and the never quit attitude, you know. The loss doesn't define them as a group, but very special group. I love them to death, and forever remember them. You know, just really close to them. Like I said, my daughter's a senior, so I'm really close to a bunch of them, so it's really tough. I hate it for them. My heart absolutely breaks for them.
And quickly, just a word about KD and what he did for this team this season. Becomes the Jinx career all-time leading rusher, just record after record. And it just seems like nothing could stop him. Just a remarkable season, a remarkable career in a Trojan uniform.
Yeah, just, you know, if he's not the best, he's one of the best to ever put maroon and white on, you know. And I know there's a bunch of great players in this program's history, but he's one of the best to ever put it on, and he's got a lot of football left ahead of him. Super proud of him, how he led. You know, we get down early, and he's over here encouraging guys. You know, he's not he's not down, not pointing fingers or anything like that. So the leadership and the character that he displayed is kind of what makes him even more so than on the field. You know, all the yards and all that stuff he did.
And lastly, Coach, I'll let you go. What do you say to your team after a game like this, after a disappointment like that? What will you say to them in the locker room?
You know, one game doesn't define you. You know, what defines you is how you fought and how you battled, and you never gave up, and you didn't flinch, which is what we want, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, they made one more play. We got to do a better job starting the game off, but one game doesn't define you. What defines you is how you battle back and the toughness and the character that you showed, putting yourself back in that position to have a chance to win the football game.
I know there's a lot of pride in you, a lot of pride in this program. You made a lot of people proud tonight with that performance and all season long, Coach. Thank you, as always, for the time. You've been very generous. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Rob, Don, Foxy, Mason. Unbelievable job by you guys. We appreciate you, for helping us. And you're as much a part of our team as any of these guys, so we appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much, Coach. Guys, back upstairs to you.
All right, Rob, thank you for fighting through it, man. It's raining hard now, and Rob Labor fought through the elements, and the Trojans did as well, but come up just short, 39-36. In a classic, after being down 26-0, 33-7, came back to tie it in the fourth quarter, but couldn't get the stop when they needed it defensively, as Owasso went 67 yards, or not 67, but 55 yards for a field goal with 2:41 left to go up 39-36. The Trojans got the ball from the 20 to midfield, but kind of went backwards after that, Eric, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, and just hats off to Coach Gaylor and what he's done, you know, this first season, and, you know, as well as the rest of the coaching staff. I mean, most of this coaching staff is brand new to the Trojan family, and we appreciate all the hard work that they put in. And, you know, I think back, you know, we're coming up on the anniversary of Coach Trimble's passing in a couple of days, and I remember his last football game as a head coach, you know, was a semifinal loss, and he talked to the team and said a lot of very similar things, you know, that Coach Gaylor said. And so I just that's not coach speak. That's life. You know, that's how life works. And when he says, hey, one game doesn't define you, you know, that's certainly, one play doesn't define you. These guys are going to go on to do big things, whether it's in athletics or other things. Some of them are going to run their own companies, run families. They're going to, you know, give back. They're going to be people of the community and service. Some are going to go serve our country. Some are going to be first responders. I mean, just some incredible young men that this coaching staff has worked with this year, and we really do appreciate that. But I remember Coach Trimble's last speech as the head coach after a semifinal loss, and just, of course, think of Courtney and the girls with that upcoming event as well, but just appreciate this coaching staff and what Coach Gaylor has done, and the echoes of Coach Trimble that still linger in this program that we should be very proud of.
Yeah, no question about that. Jinx has only played in Catoosa once. That was way back in 1966. They won 42-20, not at this field. This field wasn't built yet, but nevertheless, they lose tonight. Thanks to Clay Martin, Baron Potter, Mandy Nightingale, Leslie Shepers, and Trey